What is going on, everybody? How are we doing today? Welcome in if you are watching live right now. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you're watching this after the live is over, then also thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. If you are not already, please do make sure to hit that subscribe button. Sorry, needed to make sure my sound was working. But yeah, if you're not subscribed already, we're so close to 1,000 subscribers, so please do hit that subscribe button. And also make sure to hit the like button and comment anything that you're thinking. And if you're in here on the live, man, throw some down in the chat. Say what's up. Appreciate y'all for joining me here today. We got a few different topics to talk about. Not too much. Obviously, we're going to be sticking to a couple of the major topics that we have. But first things first. We'll go ahead and run through the topics that I'm going to kind of run through today. So we'll start with, obviously, we'll have some Summer League talk in here. Big Summer League game tomorrow for the Detroit Pistons, their first one of the season. Obviously, we'll talk about the KD trade rumor stuff again. Not really. I don't want to keep on it for too long because I don't think it'll happen, but we'll kind of talk about it. DeMar DeRozan's still out there as a after he got waived by the Kings, so we'll talk about that a little bit more. Talked about it a little bit on Monday too, but and also I want to talk about the two rookies because I think that it's worth talking about these two guys who are going to be having big days tomorrow in the Summer League. We'll do a little Jalen Duren talk because, obviously we have to, but like really no news surrounding him, but we'll go through it a little bit. And then obviously we have to get into the two new Detroit Pistons with Taurean Prince and Gary Harris. And then also talk about, and then also why I think that we could be using them to trade for Trey Murphy. Which I don't know how realistic that is, but we'll talk about it. We'll see what you guys think as well. And then obviously we'll talk about Caris, Lavert, and Marcus Sasser. That'll be the big thing. The big trade that went down, I believe it was last night. I wanted to go live last night. I'm sorry I didn't. I didn't really want to go live. I was really tired too. My head was hurting and like it was already late by the time I was home, so I was like, eh. But and then after that, I guess I forgot to take out John Collins. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. These are the main topics. We'll definitely be talking about this a lot. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on the Caris LeVert and Marcus Sasser trade. And then obviously we'll talk about the two new Detroit Pistons. Let's see what you guys think about them. Do you guys think that they'll stay in Detroit, or do you think we're moving on from them and maybe packaging them up for a bigger trade? I don't know. And then we'll obviously talk about some trade rumors in there, right? And then Summer League will be the other big topic. I know we talked about it on Monday, but again, there's really not too much to talk about. Let me go through my ESPN notifications, make sure I didn't miss anything while I was gone today. Tigers won. That's great. Verlander announced that he will be retiring at the end of the season, it looks like. But yeah, really nothing much. No Shams news. Yeah, really not much today. So, and from yesterday, a little bit of LeBron talk. D'Angelo Russell got traded. Think to the Grizzlies. Grizzlies are just making so many moves. And then it was also the Caris LeVert. So yeah, not much news in the NBA, but obviously the big news is this. So we're gonna start with this, and obviously as we get more people in here, we'll recap and kind of come back to this. But for those of you that are in here, by the way, if you haven't already, or I guess we haven't had any chats yet, make sure to let me know what's your guys' thoughts on this trade. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think? Don't be shy. Please do throw something down in that chat. Let me know what you guys are thinking. And as we get more people in here, we'll get some more conversations going. But for now, let's just run through these topics real quick, and then we will jump back into them later on. So we'll start with this. So the Caris LeVert, Marcus Sasser are both finally off the Pistons. Those were the two names that I knew for a while that they were not going to be in Detroit this coming season. They're just, to be honest, Caris LeVert's contract was too high for the amount of minutes that he'd be getting next year. And then Marcus Sasser is just a guy who's going into his contract year and has not really been given, I would say, a fair amount of minutes. I think he was misused. But either way, I think that when you look at it, I think that we didn't really use him to begin with, and he didn't really have a spot on this team after we drafted Abuka Okori. So same thing with Caris LeVert. We went and signed Isaiah Joe and drafted Abuka. We signed Dennis Jenkins. So to me, this was really the big thing here was Obviously, clearing up some cap space while also kind of just moving on from two players who don't really have roster spots. So, um, yeah, it was we knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when. I figured we'd probably re-sign Darren before we traded these two, but for Caris Levert's sake, I mean, I will say this. I think a lot of people don't like Caris Levert, and I wouldn't say I'm the biggest Caris Levert fan. Now, I did appreciate what he did for us in the playoffs. He did have a couple of nice playoff games, um, and especially against the Cavs. And yeah, I mean, having a veteran like him off the bench was nice. He's a pretty good defender, decent scorer, but I just don't think he lived to his full potential. I know he's getting older, but like I thought that he could have been a little bit better for us. I thought that he would have been a little more useful, but again, we were kind of sticking with Dennis Jenkins most of the year anyway. So overall, Caris Levert, thank you for your time, obviously, and we will. I mean, some Pistons fans might not miss you, but I definitely will because I thought that what he did in the playoffs for us, and also just being like a veteran off the bench was nice. And for Marcus Sasser, a guy who I really felt bad for ever since he came here, a dude who never got used correctly, never really was given a fair opportunity, and was just never put in the right situations. And that's something that I always disrespected, or I wouldn't say disrespected, but like did not appreciate when it came to the head coaches, which I mean, I guess Troy Weaver is the one who originally drafted him, but even for when JB Bickerstaff came here for 2 years, never really used Sasser, and that's one thing that as much as I do love Bickerstaff and think he is a good coach, I didn't love the fact that he was very strict, especially with his minutes for certain people. He would always give Caris Levert tons of minutes when it came to Marcus Sasser, he just never really gave him fair minutes, I felt like. But I mean, I get it. Dennis Jenkins, they're looking at him and his future. But I just I felt bad for Sasser. The dude was an absolute baller. I really could have seen him being like a sixth man of the year kind of player if we used him right. But now he's heading the Mavericks to go play with Kyrie Irving, which is going to be disgusting because I think Kyrie Irving could be a great mentor for him. And yeah, I definitely will miss him. He was one of my favorite players on the team. I know, and a guy who never really got minutes, but I definitely will appreciate anytime that he was given minutes, he would make a difference, right? Good scorer, pretty good passer too. Not a terrible defender for his size, very quick, and it was just fun to watch when he was out there. So two guys that I will miss for sure. But let me know what you guys think. What did you guys think about us moving on from these two? Do you guys miss them at all? Do you think that it was right to move on from them? I definitely think it was right to move on from them because they needed a different spot anyway. Because honestly, like I said, they were just never really given. They wouldn't be getting minutes this year with the team that we have. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. But yeah, outside of that, we'll come back, talk about them in a little bit, I'm sure. But we'll move on to the two players that we got in return. So if you guys didn't know the full trade details, so we traded Caris Levert. I think he's going to the Bucks, if I'm not mistaken. And then Marcus Sasser to the Mavericks. And then we also sent 2 second-round picks. And in return, out of this whole deal, we got Gary Harris and Taurean Prince, who D-Town 101 said I'll miss Sasser for sure. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. I mean, I'll miss Caris because I did think he was a good veteran and definitely a good mentor, and his playoff experience helped us in those couple games he had. But yeah, I mean, Sasser, his time here will definitely be missed because he was here for his whole career so far. So I'll miss him for sure. Yeah. But yeah, so looking at the two players we got, Taurean Prince and Gary Harris. These are two interesting pickups, I would say, because, the one thing I did not want to do was go and sign or trade for any more bench guards. I really don't think that we need any more bench guards. We have plenty. I mean, I'm going to name like 7 names for you guys real quick, and like only one of them is going to be a starter. So you have, because you already know that Cade Cunningham, Asar Thompson, John Collins, and Jalen Duren are going to be 4 of your starters. So only one of these names that I'm going to name here in a second is going to be a starter. So you have Duncan Robinson, Isaiah Joe, Kevin Herter, Javonte Green, Abuka Okori, Dennis Jenkins, and then now Taurean Prince, Gary Harris. Those are 8 names right there with only one of them being able to start. Now you look at your bench, you'll probably have Ron Holland and Paul Reed down low. So that means only 3 of them are going to be in the next rotation, which means you have 4 extra guards that really don't have much room. I mean, that's a 14-man rotation right there. I mean, Javonte Green is decently sized. Kevin Herter's decently sized. They could probably play a little more of the wing like on at the three. But yeah, I don't love the idea of having that many backup guards. I think that I would rather trade a couple of them to get a starting shooting guard that can play next to Cade, who can actually, create space on their own rather than just having a spot up shooter. It doesn't hurt to have like what were we missing last year? We were missing shooters, right? So I see what Trajan Langdon is doing, but it almost feels like we just have too many now. And I feel like if you traded like two of them, it really wouldn't hurt you. And I think that you could probably get something decent in return that could definitely benefit us. Like whether it's a backup four, or even a starting four if you want to put John Collins on the bench, or a starting two that is a shot creator and can score from any level. I don't know. That's where I'm at. But overall, I mean, Tareem Prince to me is a pretty good pickup. I like him. He's like a damn near 44% three shooter, which is ridiculous. So you have him and Isaiah Joe who are 43 plus percent three shooters. And then Gary Harris is just a veteran guard. I honestly didn't even know that he was still. Let me turn my brightness. I honestly did not even know that he was still in the league. I thought he retired, but I mean, Michigan Stater. I'm a Michigan State fan, so I can't hate that. But to be honest, I really don't see him getting much minutes this year. But a good veteran, good defender, decent scorer, decent passer. Like, I don't know, but he's definitely a little washed up, I'd say. Whereas Tareem Prince, I mean, you can give Tareem Prince minutes, but he's probably just gonna get like Javante Green minutes. Like, I don't know. I hope we use Tareem Prince because again, he's a elite shooter, but on low attempts as well. So, but yeah. Before we move on to the next topic, we got about 11 or 12 of you guys in here. Appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to hit that like button. And if you feel like it, please do hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. And please throw something in the chat. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Excuse me. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Let me know your thoughts on these two players. I want to hear what you guys think about Tareem Prince and Gary Harris. What do you guys think about them in the Detroit Pistons? Do you think that they're going to get minutes? You think they'll be valuable? Or do you think that maybe we'll trade both of them or something like that? I don't know. What do you guys think about this trade, though? Did you guys think it was a good trade? Did you like what we got in return? Do you wish we got something more? And do you like these players? Let me know. But yeah, for now, I will move on and talk about what I think could happen. This is just a theory, so don't take me too seriously here. Because obviously, as a Pistons fan and a Detroit sports fan, we like to think things that aren't going to happen, right? So one of those things that I think is that Trajan Langdon gets off his lazy ass and hopefully will make a decent trade, like an actual trade that, isn't just for a bunch of bench players that probably won't play anyway. So I mentioned the eight guards that we have that don't really have much room. And like I said, only one of those 8 guys are going to be starting, while only maybe 3 of them will come off the bench. That leaves you with 4 of them that will probably struggle to get minutes, right? So when I look at that, I think that you could package up 2 or 3 of them and maybe send them somewhere. And my top option would be to New Orleans with a couple of first-round picks, and you could pick up this guy right here, Trey Murphy. So to me, I mean, Gary Harris is about as valuable as what Marcus Sasser was, honestly. Like, Sasser really wasn't worth much. We weren't going to get much in return for him to begin with. Whereas as for Tareem Prince, I mean, there are some teams that might want him coming off their bench. Maybe a team that is just looking for an elite shooter. And then you also have guys like Kevin Huerter, Javante Green. Like, you have plenty of guys who you could maybe package up and trade. Now, to me, Trey Murphy is probably like the best option for the Detroit Pistons. If they want to go make a big splash, a big trade, and get someone that is worth getting, I think Trey Murphy is probably the perfect fit. He's a shot creator who can shoot the ball well and is an elite defender as well. You pair him next to Cade, Asar, John Collins, and Duren, I think that's going to fit really well. There's always Kevin Durant too. I don't know if there's any Kevin Durant lovers in here, but obviously, I mean, Kevin Durant would be an expensive one to get as well. But again, as long as we're making a move to get someone that can start or be good for us, I'm not going to be upset, because that's when teams are like one step away from winning a championship, you'll notice a lot of teams do this. Sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. You look at the Knicks, they did it, they won it all. You look at the Trying to think of any other like good examples, I guess, from recent years. But you look at teams that are like championship contenders but aren't quite there. What they'll do is they'll go make a big splash, right? They'll go get a star player. Sometimes it works out. A lot of times it doesn't, but at least they're trying, right? And to me, right now, the Detroit Pistons roster is not good enough to win it all. I think we're good enough to make it back to the conference semifinals, but we're not going to be able to take down a 76ers next year, I don't think, in 7 games. I don't think we'll be able to take down a Knicks. I mean, maybe. I mean, I think we could have beat them this year, but they were just so good in the playoffs. The Cavs, I think, we'll always struggle against them. The Miami Heat are going to be really tough this year with their size. Like, I personally think that we need to go out and hopefully acquire somebody. Now, it doesn't have to be Trey Murphy, right? Where'd he go? It doesn't have to be Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy is just what Trey Murphy is just kind of what like I would dream for. Will it happen? Probably not. But we do have Troy in the chat. What's good, Troy? He said, "Man, Gary Harris is Gary Harris any good now? I wanted him like 5 years ago." Yeah, I was talking about him a second ago. Wrong thing. So Gary Harris is pretty washed up now. I mean, I'm a big Michigan State fan, and obviously, it's exciting to see him on the roster. But yeah, 5 years ago, this might have been a really good move for us. But again, we have so many guards as it is that I honestly can't sit here and tell you that this is a good like option or a good fit for us. So that's why I'm kind of thinking maybe we package him up. Tareem Prince, I'd love to keep just because another elite shooter. But again, how many minutes is he going to get with the Isaiah Joe, Duncan Robinson, Abuka, Danis? Like those are 4 guys that are probably going to get more minutes than him. Plus you have Kevin Huerter, Javante Green, and Gary Harris. So, but yeah, Troy, I think that personally, Gary Harris is a good vet to have, pretty good defender too, and okay scorer as it is. But I do not see him getting much minutes on this team. So I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't say that this is. I wouldn't say he's really any good. I would say he's just a good vet to have, kind of like like he'd probably put up similar stats to what Caris Lavert was putting up if you gave him those kind of minutes. But I don't know. He's pretty washed up, I'd say, and it hurts to say that, but I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. He's not my top option, I'd say, but still a cool vet to have, I guess. But yeah, like I was saying though, it would be cool to get a big trade, right? Like there's options out there. There's plenty of players you could go get, but obviously, I think again, if I were to go get somebody, I think Trey Murphy is the guy. He's on the trade block, right? The Pelicans are kind of fishing around, shopping around, seeing what's out there. If you packaged up 2 or 3 of those guards that even if you like, I mean. Look, I love Ron Holland, right? And I don't see Trajan Langdon getting rid of him because of how young he is, B, it was his first draft pick. And honestly, I don't see it happening. But if you wanted to get Trey Murphy, you could package up Ron and maybe one of those backup guards. And you could go get, you give them 2, 3 first-round picks, you could probably go get Trey Murphy. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, though. But again, this is what we got in the trade. I like Tareem Prince. I definitely do. Good shooter. But I don't. I mean, and Gary Harris, again, pretty good vet to have. Good defender. Okay scorer. But, like, to me, it's really not. It's not really what I wanted. It's not what I wanted. If we were going to trade Caris and Sasser, I was hoping we'd throw a couple picks in there and go get someone. But I don't know. We got Arc7 Angel. What is good, man? You said Trajan Loki just put 3 elite shooters and drafted an elite scorer around our core. We didn't need another star. We needed respected spacing. Yeah, so I'll say this. I agree that I kind of said this in the beginning of the stream. I think I said I see Trajan's vision, right? He looked at what our issue was last year, and that was scoring, right, and shooting. It was mainly shooting. Like we had no good shooters at all. If Duncan Robinson wasn't splashing threes, we had nobody. So I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to go out and get as many good shooters as he can. As of right now, do we have too many? I would say you only need 5 to 6 good shooters because after that, you're not going to get. I mean, when I'm talking about guards, we have John Collins. Paul Reed can kind of shoot, but like guard-wise and even like the 3-wise, I think you need like maybe 6. And you have, like I mentioned all of them already, right? So like only one of these names will start. We have your starting 4 out of 5 is Uh, I'll get to that in a second, Troy. Sorry. Your starting five outside of the two spot is Cade Cunningham, Asar Thompson, Jalen Duren, and John Collins, right? Given that we re-sign Duren, which I'm pretty sure we will. I think that outside of that, you're fighting for you have 8 players that are kind of playing like similar position. So you're gonna probably start either Duncan Robinson or Isaiah Joe, right? So those are 2 names right there. And then you have Danis Jenkins, you have Abuka Okori, Kevin Herter, Javante Green, and then you add in these 2 guys. That's 8 players right there. So I think personally that it's just maybe 1 or 2 too many because again, 2 of those guys are probably never going to play. And it doesn't hurt to have like tons of 3 shooters, right? Like it doesn't hurt to just have guys on the bench that don't play. But again, I think for me personally, Ark, I think that the thing is that right now we have a lot of shooters, but we don't have many shot creators, if you know what I mean. If you go watch these guys, these are spot up shooters. And Cade Cunningham right now to me is the only real scorer, like a guy who can score at all 3 levels rather than just chucking up threes, right? Duren can do it, but he's just kind of in the post. He could throw a post move or 2, and that's it. John Collins is pretty good, not quite as good at shot creating as what Tobias Harris was, I'd say. That's what I'll miss about Tobias, but Asar, no, Duncan and Isaiah Joe are just kind of spot up shooters, so that's where I'm at. Troy said 3 elite shooters. Who outside of Joe and which elite scorer did he draft? Well, Abuka Okori to me is an elite scorer. Now, is he going to be an elite scorer this year, Troy? Probably not. But I think that given like a year or 2, I think Abuka is going to. I personally hope that we give Abuka some minutes and don't use him how we used Marcus Sasser. Hopefully, we actually use him. But I think that you have. So you have Taurean Prince is an elite shooter. He's like a 44% 3 shooter. It's ridiculous. Then you have Isaiah Joe, Duncan Robinson, very good shooters. Javante Green's a good shooter. Kevin Herter's a good shooter. And then obviously, I mean, Abuka, I wouldn't say he's a great 3 shooter, but he's a good scorer. He can score at all 3 levels. So that'll be nice to have. Danis is kind of at scoring. He's honestly probably more of a passer. But yeah. Arc 7 Angel also said the Sixers will do that same thing they did this year, especially with actual point guard on the team and no bench. I think the Sixers, with you add in Jaylen Brown, the biggest thing for the Sixers is whether or not they stay healthy. If they stay healthy, it's going to be probably a pretty scary team. But yeah, I guess they don't have much of a bench. But they did add Anthony Simons, who I think was a good addition. But they did get rid of a couple players too. So, and then Arc 7 Angel also said he was talking to Troy. Said Taurean Prince and John Collins also shoot 43 and 41 on high volume from 3. Corey was 3rd in the nation in scoring as a freshman. Yeah, great points by Arc there. Those are 3 really good additions. And then you didn't even mention Isaiah Joe, who is an insane shooter. Plus, we re-signed Herter, Javante Green. We kept Duncan. Those are a lot of shooters. I just think we need another scorer. Do we need to go out and make a trade and get Trey Murphy? I mean, I think we should. Do we need to? I mean, you could stick it with all these 3 shooters and just hope that it works out. But I don't know. I think that you should definitely look into maybe just getting a second scoring option next to Cade because I think you have a lot of shooters, but you need one more scorer. And whether that's at the 4, like if you want to, you can start John Collins, but again, I still think we need either one more big off the bench. Unless you want to use the rookie, where is he at? There he is. Unless you want to use the rookie to have off the bench as a 7-footer who can block shots, and then Paul Reed can kind of be more offensive. That's fine with me. But then again, you also have Ron Holland. I would like to add maybe one more big just to have, you can't have enough 7-footers on a team. We found that out. But yeah, I think I would not be opposed to just going to get one more shot creator. It doesn't even have to be a guy you trade 3 first-round picks for, but just a guy who can start. Because to me, Isaiah Joe and Duncan Robinson, I like them a lot, but they're more of off-the-bench guys to me. But I don't know. I would like just to see one more guy who can create shots. And I think Trey Murphy would be a great player to do that with. But we'll go back to these 2. RX7 Angel said Philly sounds like nothing but a bunch of shot jackers. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Tyrese Maxey is a pretty solid point guard, but then you add in, Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown. Those are really good scorers, but yeah, I mean, it could be. a bunch of like kind of like a Brooklyn Nets situation a few years back when they had Kyrie, Katie, and James Harden. Could be very similar, but again, that team was literally like what? If Katie's foot size was like one size smaller, they probably would have been going to the finals. Troy said high volume, question mark. He said Tareem, 1.3 3-pointers made per game. I did see that. Gary Harris 0.63. Yeah. Yeah. For Tareem Prince, yeah, he doesn't really shoot much, but again, he was a 44% three shooter this past season, I believe. So definitely it doesn't take, but again, like when you look at like Isaiah Joe attempted like 6 per game, whereas Tareem Prince is at taking like 3 a game. So it's a good point, Troy. Ark said also Trajan believe he drafted a day one impact star in Okori. That kid is gifted, and I guarantee you that he will have a VJ Con type rookie campaign. Ark, I really, yeah. And Troy said, Ark, I hope you're right, but I don't see it. Yeah, there's good conversations going on down there in the chat, guys. Me personally, if you want to know my thoughts on Okori, where is he? Nope. Okori, all right. If you want to know my thoughts on Abuka Okori, when we first drafted him, I was pretty upset because there was a lot of picks that I really would have liked to see, like guys like Cam Carr, LeBaron Fillin, Bennett Sturts. Those are all guys we could have probably gotten. I think Sturts went 18th, unless he went 16th, I forget. But either way, I have a lot of high hopes. Looking back now, it's been what? Actually don't know, like 3 weeks since the draft. I don't know. But ever since the draft, like a couple weeks after, like I'm starting to kind of not only just see the vision, but like I kind of think that as long as we don't, my biggest fear was that we were going to use this guy how we did with Marcus Sasser. Like I just figured this would be like a Marcus Sasser replacement. Like, oh, great, another short, undersized guard who can score, decent defender, but like probably isn't going to get much minutes. It's kind of what I thought he was going to be, but it sounds like, I mean, Trajan's speaking very highly of this guy. Like it sounds like this is a guy he wanted. So I'm assuming that's going to mean that he's going to get good minutes. And yeah, I'm assuming he's going to be playing our backup point guard or backup shooting guard more than likely. I think Danis will be your backup point guard because honestly, I mean, this guy isn't the greatest shooter. He's only a 35% three shooter, but I mean, as a 19-year-old in college who takes a lot of shots and average 23 a game, it's not terrible. I'd like to see him get it to 38% or at least minimum 37%. Because if he can do that, then I think we'll have a really good shot this year with him coming off the bench. I do agree though, Ark. I think that honestly, when you look at Corey, I do think that he could be a day one impact, but is he going to average more than 12 points a game? Probably not. He'll probably only get like 15, 20 minutes a game. I do hope that he has a big year though. I'm hoping he has a crazy rookie year, especially coming off the bench. I hope that he can provide a good impact. Arc 7 Angel said none of the guys you named are as good as Okori. I would say Okori shooting wise probably isn't as good as most of the names I mentioned, but scoring wise is definitely better. To me, he's the second best scorer on the team. Not shooter, scorer. This guy can take it from anywhere. He can shoot the 3 ball, he can drive to the lane, and he can finish, right? He can finish at the rim, and that to me was very impressive. You watch his tape, he was an amazing scorer. But obviously, yeah, I mean, you look at like John Collins is a pretty good scorer, but not a great shot creator. This guy is a really good shot creator. He can do it from anywhere. So I'm excited to see. I hope we use him, and he gets good minutes. Tanaj, what's good, man? Good to see you back. He said, listen, I hate to say this, but we are worse than we were last year. I won't say I disagree, but I won't say I agree because I think we're honestly pretty much the same as what we were last year. I think getting rid of Beef Stew and Tobias was a pretty big mistake. I get Tobias probably wants to go somewhere where he'll get more minutes because, I mean, John Collins would probably play more than him. And I wanted to upgrade from Tobias. I love Tobias, but I think we needed to upgrade. And I think we did a little bit with John Collins, but I don't know. I will miss Tobias a lot. And for Beef Stew, an enforcer off the bench, I really did not like that decision. But I think, honestly, we're pretty similar to what we were last year. We'll probably have I don't think we'll have when I say similar, I mean team-wise. Now, when it comes to wins, I think we'll only get I would say right now 52 to 54. I don't think we'll get 60 this year. We'll probably be I have us right now as like a 4 seed, but I'm hoping for a 3 seed. Troy said a little dude can ball out in college. A little dude really balls out in NBA in 2026. Well, yeah, I mean, you saw it with Marcus Sasser, Troy. Marcus Sasser was a beast in college. Houston was very good. And you also got to remember that Abuka was playing for Stanford, who's not a very good team. Didn't make the tournament, so he's taking 90% of the shots probably. So, I mean, he's going to probably have uh, a lot more opportunities. But again, when you see him take over a team like that as a freshman, that's very impressive. And I think that honestly, you should give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, I do see. I get the size is a concern, but if you watch him in college, man, it didn't look like he was 6'1". Like he played like he was 6'4", 6'5". Troy said Muxy Pugs equals Buco Corey, but he said he's playing. Uh, Arc 7 Angel said also Corey shot 44% on open threes. Him being constantly doubled or tripled is what drug his percentages down. That's a good point. I like that. That's a good point. You know, when you're playing against teams in the ACC and you know, like let's say you're playing against Duke, right? And they know this guy's the most elite scorer on that team, and probably their only real threat. They're gonna probably, you know, contest him a lot more. Plus, being 6'1", it's probably harder to get it over taller guys. So I mean, uncontested 44%. I like to hear that. So if you know him and Cade are playing alongside each other, Cade draws 3 defenders, kick it out to Buka in the corner, should be green, right? But yeah, we'll see. Tanaj said, "Remember, brother, we lost the heart and soul of our defense in our enforcer. Absolutely. And he's a top 3 or 4 defensive center in the league. I'd say top 3. Also, we lost Tobias on and off the court. It's bad. Yeah, I mean, again, I agree, but again, I also think player wise, I don't think we're because in my opinion, Tanaj, we're replacing Beef Stew with Paul Reed, and if you watch Paul Reed, he is very similar to Isaiah Stewart. Is he as good as Isaiah Stewart defensively? Probably not. But to me, he's a little bit better offensively, and he is a locker room guy too. But yeah, Beef Stew was the enforcer, the heart and soul of this team, and he'll be remembered. And he was very good. Teams not fear us anymore. Honestly, honestly true. I mean, our defense didn't get much worse, but again, I think with Beef Stew not there, we lost so much grit. We lost so much grit with Beef Stew not being there, and that's what we were built on was grit. So. Troy said Arky's too small, bro. Sasser is better than him. I love Sasser. I mean, I think they're very two similar players. You look at their college tape, it was very, very similar. Tanaj said, remember, there's no way you can get rid of your anchor on defense. You're a tough guy, you're enforcer, and expect to be the same type of defense. Teams will not fear us anymore. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But I do agree, Tanaj. I thought that was a big no-no. Honestly, I would have rather kept Beef Stew over Tobias. I wanted to upgrade from Tobias a little bit, but I wanted Tobias to just come off the bench. It would have been such a perfect bench guy. Arc 7 Angel said, how are we worse having sorry, Troy, I missed yours. Troy said Tanaj, he was a locker room guy, agreed, but he was a backup. We'll miss his presence more than his production. Absolutely, I agree, Troy. Troy always has good points. Arc 7 Angel said, how are we worse having actual respectable shooting and another actual scorer, as well as upgrading the athleticism and rebounding of the 4 position makes us worse? Low. That's kind of where I'm at too, Arc. I wouldn't say we're worse. I don't think we're worse. I think we upgraded at many things. I just think that losing 2 of your biggest locker room leaders, as well as an amazing defender and then an amazing scorer as well. I agree though. I think John Collins is just a bit of an upgrade from Tobias Harris. Not enough to really like say that's a huge upgrade. Someone say my name? Thought someone said my name outside my door. But for Isaiah Stewart, I mean, we're replacing him with Paul Reed, and Paul Reed to me deserved minutes anyway. So I don't know. We'll see. All right, we are back. Sorry, someone came in my room. Where were we at? I think I was saying, yeah, I think Beef Stew will be missed, but again, Paul Reed I think will fill in fine, but I don't think he's as good at defense. That's the one thing. And then for, what's his name? And then for Tobias Harris, I think he'll be missed too, his locker room presence. But Arc 7 Angel said Stu was an Expendable as his check engine light always came on at the end of the season. That's very true. Also, as Ben Wall said, those guys aren't kids anymore. Tobias was just a filler player. R7 Angel also said if a guy who didn't see the floor for two coaches and Sasser was better than a Corey, then he would still be on the team. Maybe. I think we misuse Sasser, but again, I think a Corey could be an upgrade from him. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely see what I like. One thing I like about what you guys are saying is that you kind of have two different point of views, and I agree with both. I'm more of a middleman. Like I'm definitely in the middle of like, um, I just don't really think we got like better. I just don't think we got worse. I just think we're kind of similar to what we were last year, but we did upgrade shooting, and we definitely upgraded a little bit at the 4 spot. But did we miss out a little bit by getting rid of Beef Stew and Tobias? Definitely a little bit. So I think we're pretty similar. Troy said we should get Jeremy Grant back. That wouldn't be a terrible option. Honestly, he'd be a perfect backup. You'd probably throw him at the 4. He when he was here, he was very good for us too. Very good scorer. I wouldn't mind that. I don't think. I mean, we'd probably have to trade for him. So, but yeah, I think honestly, like Jeremy Grant would be nice to have as a nice backup for. I would not mind that. D-Town 101 said, in my opinion, Trajan Langdon doesn't want to get rid of any of our core pieces and feel like he doesn't want to get rid of Ron. So possibly we'll make a trade at deadline, but I doubt before the season starts. That's a good point. That's a good point, D-Town. More than likely, we'll probably go into the season with what we have and just kind of see how it goes. Hopefully, we make a move because, I would like to see one more shot creator on this team that has proven himself. So we'll see. Troy said our coaches made horrible lineups often. Yeah, that is very true. There was a lot of times where JB would have a rotation where I was like, what the fuck are we doing? And again, Sasser deserved more minutes. Troy said Troy also said we stayed stagnant while the whole East got stacked. Yeah, I mean, look at the Heat. Look at the 76ers. The Knicks just won it all. They're going to still be up there. The Pacers are going to be better this year. And like, yeah, could be a rough year. Even the Raptors got a little better. Ark said, Detroit sports fans baffle me with their ridiculous attachments to role players, particularly unproductive ones. Well, the thing is, Ark, is that looking at some of these role players that didn't get production, the reason a lot of people are attached to them is because of what they could have been. There's been many players that have been on teams and then they go to a new team and all of a sudden they're a star player. So look at Jalen Brunson when he was on the Mavericks. Now he's an NBA Finals MVP, or did he win NBA Finals MVP? I forget. I think he did. But yeah, I just think that I don't know, man. I think that I get what you mean, but again, like, because I mean, you can't, like you said, like bench role player that didn't really have much production, like, yeah, I mean, but like people have attachments to them just because of what they could have been, but again, you never know. You never know what the whole story is. Aaron's, what's good, man? Good to see you. Said, if we get better, it's because Cade, Ron, Asar, and Duren all improve, which is very possible, even likely. I would say Ron and Asar are going to improve a lot. Duren, I'm hoping we see improvements from. Now that he's going to get his contract. And Cade, I mean, he just keeps getting better. So, Arc7 Angel said Sasser was a bum. I disagree. I think he was a good player that got misused and should have been given more minutes. But I do think that the part of the reason he wasn't given minutes was because of either maturity thing or just that he didn't earn the minutes. Troy said, what do you think the Tigers should do? Trade Skubal or go all in for the World Series? That's a really good question. I personally think just keep Skubal. I'm a huge Skubal guy. I would be very upset if we got rid of Skubal. I mean, he's the best pitcher in the league. Just keep him. But and the Tigers right now, to me, I mean, they won today. They're making a bit of a comeback. I think that if you give it some time, we're gonna just do kind of what we did the last couple of years. We'll start rough, or we start good, kind of, and then you kind of get into a little rough patch, and then by the end of the season, we somehow make it back. But we'll see, Troy. I'm excited to see what they do. Aaron said, I'm cool with seeing how Ron does in the first half of the third season, which is often a breakout year for young players. Yeah, I would say for Ron, just like a lot of people throw him in trade packages, I would say keep him till at least the deadline, right? See how he plays this year, and if he's not getting minutes, then trade him. But if we can give him some good minutes and see him improve, then absolutely, I agree. Tanaj said something I think a lot of people are not considering is Duran and Beef were exceptionally close, almost like brothers, and I think Jalen is very upset that his brother got traded for no reason. Yeah, that's probably part of the reason why he's exploring other teams is because he's probably, um, what's it called, coming back at Trajan for getting rid of his bro. Arc 7 Angel said, at Aaron, that's the point. The core of K, Duran, and Star won 60 games with no spacing and past their prime guys. That's true. Just watch what happens when we have real floor spacers. I agree, Arc. You have a good point there. I think we'll be like I said, I think we'll be very similar to this year. Aaron said Ron still has all-star potential if he can get a respectable jumper. He's already an elite defender, so I get why Langdon doesn't want to just toss him. Yeah, and he's like, what, 20 years old? Like, just give him another year or two, and here's the thing, Aaron, I think if you watched him, he was very, towards the end of the year, kind of coming into it. Like, he started shooting better and got a little confidence, and then we didn't play him at all in the playoffs, and I was very pissed off about that. But I agree. Dude, if he gets a shot, he's probably one of the best role players in the league. Same with Asar Thompson. Ark said Sasser is what he is. Yeah, it's whatever. He's gone now. Aaron said, yeah, I could see us being better for sure. If Corey is as good as we hope, our young guys improve a good amount, and the spacing unlocks a ton. Yeah, the spacing is going to be so much better this year. Again, I want to see one more shot creator. Ibuka can do it. Cade can do it. No one else on the team can really do it. I'd like to see just one more shot creator. But honestly, if we go into the season with this team right now, I think, again, we can compete for a finals. But will we win the finals? No, I think we need one more just good shot creator. Doesn't have to be Trey Murphy, but I would like to get him or someone similar. Ark said, bro, you just said Sasser was misused and then said he didn't earn the minutes. Exactly my point. Well, I didn't say that he didn't earn the minutes. I was saying that maybe that was part of the reason that he didn't earn or that he didn't get much minutes was that he didn't earn them. But again, how are you going to earn minutes without being given the opportunity? Because to me, here's the thing, Ark, whenever I saw Sasser in a game, he was making an impact. He was shooting, scoring, and a decent defender as well. And when his rookie year, he had a couple really nice games. And then even his sophomore year, he had some really nice ones. And then this past year, he didn't really get much opportunities. And to me, I think we should have given him as many opportunities as what we gave Dennis Jenkins, who is now our official backup point guard. I think Sasser wasn't given the right amount of opportunities. Aaron said the biggest key to me is if Bickerstaff can get these new guys like Collins and Joe to buy in defensively. Yeah, and Isaiah Joe and Collins are decent defenders. They're not bad. They're not great. They're not bad. I agree, though. Ark said he doubts it. Bruce Moore, what's good, man? Good to see you back. He said TM3 would be Trey Murphy would be the prize, but I wouldn't mind a Duran, Holland, and some picks. Pick spots for Kyrie, Lively, PJ Washington. That is an interesting one, too. Lively would be nice. Honestly, he's not much different from Duran. Good lob threat, better defender, good rebounder. If Duran doesn't improve his shooting this year, then honestly, he really isn't much different from Lively. I just think Lively needs to develop a little more. So I don't know. Kyrie would be sick, my favorite player of all time. And then PJ Washington, really good defender, and then good scorer too. I can't say I hate that, but I would not want to get rid of Duran or Holland. But definitely interesting. But yeah. Troy said Sasser shot 41% from three last year, but barely played. So yes, he was misused. Absolutely. How's a 41% three shooter not getting more minutes on a team that struggled at three shooting? No idea. That's one thing I'll always hold against Bickerstaff was the fact that not putting a guy in that could shoot the ball at a high level was just ridiculous to me. Like I never understood it. Never understood it. It pissed me off, but it was whatever. Yeah, his jumper was. Aaron said, yeah, his jumper was really falling at the end. Hopefully, a sign of things to come. People sorted on him in the playoffs, but that just because we couldn't trust his jumper yet. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, he was developing very well towards the end of the season. Like you saw it. Hopefully, he continues. I think he will. I think you're going to see a big improvement. And I think this year, I mean, you look at his improvement from his rookie season to his sophomore season. It was there, and his energy off the bench is just phenomenal. That's why I just can't see us getting rid of him. He's too lethal off the bench. But yeah, once he can trust his jumper, and even if he's like a 33% three shooter, man, like that's really all like we need him to be for this season. But I would love to see him get to 35, 37. That'd be insane. Arc7 Angel said, if JB can get a piss poor defender and Tobias to look somewhat passable, he can make Collins look all NBA. Absolutely. And here's the thing, what I'll say, Arc. I'm sure you remember John Collins when he was on the Atlanta Hawks with Trae Young. Where's John Collins at? Nope. There he is. When John Collins was on the Atlanta Hawks, they went to the conference finals. I believe he was on that team. And Trae Young made him look like a stud. John Collins was very good on the Hawks when he was with Trae Young, and and when he goes to the Clippers, a team that misused him, didn't really have a spot for him, and he only averaged 13 and 6. So I think that this was a really good pickup. I think that he will be a little bit of an upgrade from Tobias, but yeah, we'll see. Aaron said he agrees with Ark. He's hoping so. I trust JB for sure. And then Ark also said Sasser looked good against the bad teams and freely disappeared against good teams when given the chance. The truth is, Danis showed him up while being nothing but a two-way guy. I agree, but also the thing with Danis was that he was where was he? Where was he after the trade deadline when we signed him? Where was he? He disappeared. He stopped shooting the ball. He was like shooting like under 20% from three. He did have a couple good playoff games, but to be honest, he didn't really impress me enough. He had maybe 2 or 3 good games against the Orlando Magic, and then he disappeared. To me, he honestly didn't earn anything more than what Marcus Sasser did. That's my opinion. But I do agree, Sasser did look good against the bad teams, but disappeared against the good ones. But I think Danis earned his role. I get it. He earned it. Whereas Sasser was again, don't think he was given a fair enough opportunity. But I agree with you, Ark. El Capitan, good to see you back, man. How you doing? Said teams were just clogging the paint because we had no true shooters in the playoffs. I think if Duren comes back, that paint will be open. Collins is another lap that for Cade. Yeah, so what was happening in the playoffs? What was going on with Duren, right? Obviously, there was something going on with him, but there was also just this big thing like, if we just clog the paint, Cade's not going to be able to get it to his guy. And you saw that. Cade, I mean, the lob connection was just off. It was off the whole playoffs. And now if you're going to have 4 insane shooters on the same team and then Duren down low, it's going to be completely open in the middle. It's going to be ridiculous. Cade's going to average like 15 assists per game with that if we can get some good snipers. But yeah, we'll see. Ark said, El Captain, you know ball. Absolutely he does. He's been in here before. You guys both know ball. Ark, you know ball too. I like what you've been saying. I've been agreeing with you too. Aaron said, at El Capitan, yeah, people don't talk enough about why Duren struggled in the playoffs. They assume he just choked. Spacing was brutal, and they packed the paint and staged off Harris and Sasser. Yeah, you guys know ball. I'll say that. I also think Duren was a little bit in his head in that first series. I just think that he was just not really in the right situation. But what did teams do? They come to the playoffs with a game plan, and that game plan was to take away Duren in the middle and make the Pistons force up threes, which we can't do, right? And Duren was completely taken out. And Duren really isn't the greatest scorer. He has good post moves, but he's not going to average 20 a game without Cade Cunningham. Aaron also said if Sasser can get a corner 3 and Collins is hitting 40% from 3 like he normally does, that is going to do wonders for Duren. Yeah, if Sasser can just hit a couple threes, man, like if he can just be a 33, maybe at like 33.3% three shooter, if he can just hit 1/3 of his threes, 1 out of every 3, dude, he could be, again, I would say the best role player in the league with this defense. I mean, he's the best defensive player in the entire world, I'd say. I would put him over Wemby just because Wemby's 7'5". It's not fair, right? What else do we got? Aaron also said, I would love to pull Cam Johnson away from the Nuggets as a last move of the offseason. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. Why not? Pretty good shot creator. Peyton Watson is another name I really like. I wouldn't mind that as a extra big down low. I mean, he's not really a big, but like just a forward. El Captain said, we just need for Duren to go back to passing the ball like he was before. Now there's shooters and in the game that should come easy. I hope, dude, if Duren can average like 5 or 6 assists per game, he will be all NBA again. Because honestly, he should be passing the ball out more. And when he's down low and he's got teams swarming in on him, just kick it out to like someone in the corner and then they hit a 3. Like he could average, like, not saying like 10 assists per game, but he could get up to 7, maybe 8 if we actually have real shooters now. But he was ridiculous. Troy said Fred Vinson was supposed to be a shooting guru. Our shooting's been horrible, and from yeah, our shooting's been horrible. From our big guys, besides from Cade. Yeah, Cade was pretty good this year shooting. I want to see him do a little better though. We'll see. Arc Seven Angels said Darren averaged 22 and 12 without Cade Cunningham. Well, he averaged 22 and 12 without Cade Cunningham because he had Dennis Jenkins, and also we were playing against pretty shitty teams there towards the end of the year. Um, but again, like yeah, I mean Duran was going pretty crazy when Cade went out. But that's also because Cade wasn't there to take the shots. Dennis isn't really a big time scorer, so I mean Dennis did have a pretty good stretch there. But yeah, Duran was just basically like playing hero ball because with Cade out, he was just kind of going. And Dennis is a great passer too. So we were just kind of feeding Duran down low, and then when we get to the playoffs, it was different. But yeah, I mean Duran was also averaging 20 and 12 with Cade, so it really wasn't much different. I think Duran just got more aggressive at the end of the season when Cade was out because he knew he could take more shots. We had already locked up the one seed. He was just kind of like throwing up shot, like he was being a little more aggressive. So that was definitely part of it. But yeah, but no, if you throw Jalen Duran on a team without a true point guard, Jalen Duran's not going to average more than 20 a game. He'd average maybe 14, 15. Um, he needs a true point guard to throw lobs to him because he's not really the greatest scorer. I mean, he's good. He's gotten a lot better, but he's not really a good shooter yet. And then Aaron also said, yeah, Duran is solid with her without Cade. His best comp to me. So Meyer, Stoudemire, not as good yet, but similar mold. Yeah. Again, I would say he's if you take Cade Cunningham out for a whole season, I don't think if you put him on a team without a true point guard, like yeah, I mean, if you want to just feed Duran the whole game, like yeah, he can put up 20, right? I mean, he can muscle his way in there, but if you get to the playoffs, he's not going to be able to do that without a true point guard and also good floor spacing. And we've seen that this past season. The lob threat was just off, and honestly, I'm not saying that Duran's a Cade merchant because again, he did average 22 and 12 without him. I just don't think Duran's going to be an all NBA player without a true point guard like Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham is part of the reason why Duran is good. Duran's also part of the reason why Cade Cunningham's good. They complement each other so well. That's why we need to keep Duran. But I don't think Duran would be quite as good without Cade for a full season or in the playoffs. Troy said this was the worst tanking year of all time. Our end of the season success without Cade was a fluke. Playoffs proved that. Yeah. Um, I would say that Troy. I would say that the playoffs proved that we were just missing shooting. Like we didn't have shooting. Um, and yeah, the success without like you said, the success without Cade was a fluke. Again, it was the end of the year. We were kind of playing against crappier teams who weren't playing starters to begin with. And like I don't know, I forget how many games Cade missed. I know it was like probably a little over 10, but like Duran was going crazy towards the end of the year. But then you get to playing against real teams, he's not going to be able to do it without a true point guard. Arc Seven Angel said Troy took Vincent 3 seasons to make an impact with the players in New Orleans. He's on pace. Yeah, agreed. Captain said he showed before he can pass, not so much a Joker type passer, but if he can give us like 4 assists a game, it's an improvement. Yeah, he can pass. That's what I've always said about Duran. He is a pretty damn good passer. I agree with you, Captain. Troy said I hope Arc, but I thought Sar should be shooting by now. Yeah, going into year 4, Sar needs to have a shot. He needs to be able to have a confident shot. Marvelous, what's good, man? How you doing? He said we're in hostage negotiations with Duran. Duran is not going anywhere. I agree. We literally control him basically. Like he's not going anywhere. Arc Seven Angel said at Troy, this will be the first season Asar has no training restrictions. He will be fine. That's a good point, Arc. He's finally going to be able to get true training. And I know I don't know if you guys know who Lethal Shooter is on Instagram. I follow him though. Very good NBA shooting coach. He reached out to both of the Thompson twins. So Troy said, I think Arc. He said, Arc, I think Duran and Asar can already shoot. Coaches aren't letting them, holding them back. I'll agree with that, but I'll also say this. I think that Duran and Asar know their roles. Asar knows he's a defensive guy who passes the ball on offense. Duran knows that he's a lob threat for Cade and a rebounder, right? They're not just going to jack up threes, especially in the playoffs, if they can't do it. Now, can they do it? I mean, I don't know. I've seen both of them do it before. Is it going to be at a high percentage? Probably not. They need to improve it in order to get the coaches green. Or the coaches okay, I should say. El Captain said, and JB needs to do it better with the rotation multiple times. He would take out a star at the end of the game, put Lavert in, and our defense would suffer. Also, not playing Reed and keeping us struggling during it. Yes, El Captain. The biggest thing in the playoffs was coaching, low key. Like, not saying JB was bad, but like we had some bad rotations, especially against the Magic. And then first half of the Cavs series, we weren't playing Paul Reed. Duren was staying in, and he was putting up like 6 and 5 a game. And to me, that's not okay. You gotta have, you gotta recognize when your player is not performing at a high level. And Paul Reed should have been getting more minutes. Ron should have been getting more minutes. Javante should have been getting more minutes. And yeah, Asar was being taken out for absolutely no reason. I don't know. It was weird. Arc 7 Angel said, you need actual shooters to pass to for Duren to average 4 or 5 assists a game. Absolutely. That's why I think this year he could average more than 5. I think he could average maybe up to 6. Which would be crazy if he was to average like 18, 10, and 6 this year. Yeah, that's another like all NBA kind of year, maybe. Arc 7 Angel said, Duren has an actual mid-range game. Yeah, he has a bit of a nice mid-range game. Some of the limitations we saw were just JB's inability to innovate offense. Yeah, that's fair. Duren can score. Like, he isn't a terrible shooter. I mean, he just doesn't have – he's not good enough yet to really be trusted, I'd say. I mean, three-point shooting, he could probably hit 30% of them if he wanted to. But I'd like to see him develop a little more. Like, I'd like to see him just take more shots, like, be more aggressive, especially, like, in the playoffs, he just wasn't doing that. Oh, my TV just, like, turned on. Sorry. It might – I don't know. We'll see. Troy said, Art, that's what I'm saying. Every training and pickup clip, he's knocking down a mid-range jumper. Yeah, he never shoots them in games. Yeah, I always see his training clips too, Troy. And he's always hitting threes and knocking down jumpers. I'm like, dude, where is that in the game? Where's that in the season? I think it has to do with coaching a lot, and I think it just has to do with confidence and just knowing your role as well. But yeah, Duren's a very good player. I wish that he would be given more opportunity to shoot, especially in the regular season. Then also, yeah, I mean, when he has Cade Cunningham, obviously he performs a lot better. But also, I mean, without Cade, he can still put up points. But that's also because Cade's not there to take up 15 shots a game. And Duren's also like a 60% shooter too, because most of his points are from dunking, layups, and like little short, like hook shots, whatever. So that's also where he gets a lot of it. So if you just throw it to him down low, like, yeah, he can score if you give him 20 shots a game. That's where a lot of that end of the season run came from. But yeah. Arc 7 Angel said, for instance, a screen and roll mid-range to the nail would have taken away the weak side triple team the Magic and the Cavs were using against Duren. Great point, Arc. Then Arc also said that, Troy, that's on JB for not letting him shoot. Absolutely. Troy said Duren is a 74% 3 shooter. That further proves he can shoot. Yeah, 74% isn't terrible for a big. It's not terrible. El Captain said he's Ben Simmons 2.0 when it comes to shooting in a real game. I wouldn't say Ben Simmons. I would say, I mean, I don't know. The thing is, guys, is we really don't know, right? Like, you can sit here and say Duren's an elite, like, oh, Duren would be a great shooter if we let him, but like, we don't know because he's never really been given that opportunity. Is he not being given that opportunity because he can't do it, or is it because of JB Bickerstaff being stingy and saying, no, your role is to get lobs and get rebounds, let Cade Cunningham and Duncan Robinson shoot the ball. Some good conversations going on in here. Troy said, yeah, Ark, couldn't agree more. JB holding back Asar and Duren, both from blossoming. Yeah, I agree. Same with Ron Holland, too. Arc 7 Angel said, El Captain, not comparable. Yeah. El Captain said he won't shoot a jumper. It's very rare. It's rare, but I think that he should do it more. I want to see him develop it, and I want to see him have confidence. I want to see him be able to prove to me that he's worth $40 million a year. I think he can do it. I honestly think he could. Is it going to be at a high percentage? I don't know. I hope. Hopefully he gets the green light a little bit more. Sorry, let me check one thing real quick, guys. Before we continue on, I just want to say thank you guys so much. We got 22 of you guys in here. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already, and please do, if you have not already, if you feel up to it, please hit that subscribe button. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers. We're getting close. So I appreciate you guys for being here, though. If you haven't already, throw something down in the chat. Let me know what you guys are thinking of these conversations. Let me know what you guys think of the trades. Did Jalen Durant? It could be anything. Just let me know. Throw something down that chat. And yeah, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. I appreciate you. And thanks for being here. It means a lot to me to be able to yap my mouth and have you guys in here listening. So thank you guys so much. Let's get back into it, though. We got El Capitan said, I agree. I would love to see him hit jumpers. I don't even care if he don't hit threes. Yeah, I mean, if he's not a three shooter, it's not the end of the world. I would just like to see him take more mid-range shots because I think he is a pretty good mid-range shooter if you let him. Like, honestly, when he did it this season, he was pretty accurate. Arc 7 Angel said JB has shown his limits as an offensive mind. He also talks about the fact JB is let's also talk about the fact that JB is 13-31 in the playoffs. And that's what the Cavs when we got JB a couple of years ago, the Cavs always said, like, yeah, he's a good coach. He's a good bridge coach, right? He can get you from being one of the worst teams in the league to being a compatible competing team that can, make a run in the playoffs or at least make the playoffs. But is he a good enough coach to win the NBA Finals? I don't know. That's up to you guys, really. I'll leave that up to you guys. Do you guys think JB is good enough to get us to the finals and win it all? Troy said Sasser could actually run our offense like Amen does in Houston. He even did a little bit. He even did it a little, and we had success. Yeah, and you look at him at Overtime Elite too. Sasser was like averaging like 8 assists per game or something like that. Like and I think putting up like damn near 20 points per game too. It might have been like 15 or 16, but yeah, the dude can do it. El Captain said at least a decent mid-range jumper. Yeah, that's what we need. We just need a decent mid-range shot from him. Aaron said how much you think Sasser gets for his next contract. Good question. I'm not very good with contracts, I'll be honest. I would say for his skill set, being a top 5 pick, it could be very high. I think it's gonna be over 30 million. I think. I know he is not a great shooter, but he is just such a good defender, rebounder, even passer. I think it's gonna be close to 30 million, maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. Let me know if I'm completely off though. Troy said Arc, that's why Cleveland dropped him, and then Troy also said Aaron Sasser at least getting 35. Yeah, 35 mil. I agree. I would say it's gonna be a little north of 30 million, but could be even higher. If he improves this season, it could be up to 40. Definitely agree with Troy. But yeah, and Troy also said Arc, that's why Cleveland dropped him. Yeah, that is. It's because that he just wasn't quite good enough to get them to where they wanted to be. So Arc 7 Angel said at Troy, I agree. However, JB is the one who put the cuffs back on him. Again, he is limited on his ability to consistently innovate offense. Yeah, good point. Aaron said, I think he gets around 30 mil. I agree. He's still too flawed to get 35 mil, in my opinion. Yeah, I think he'll improve this year. That's why I think he could get more. But as of right now, I think he's going to get about 30 million, which I think is a good contract for him. Arc 7 Angel said JB can win the finals because he has Cade Cunningham. However, he needs to get a bright offensive mind on his bench and just focus on being CEO of the sidelines. Yeah, and also just having better rotations. That's the main thing with JB is he needs to just. I think this year will be better with rotations, but also like I don't want to see him playing Duncan Robinson when he's 0 for 5 from 3 when you have Isaiah Joe, Kevin Huerter, Javonte Green all off the bench. So El Capitan said if Sasser can just hit a few corner threes a game, he'll be worth at least 30 to 35 mil. Yeah, I'd say if he starts hitting some corner threes and hits like 33.3% of them, he's going to be probably 35 mil. Aaron said, El Captain, that's why I want him extended now, because if he gets a 3-pointer, he's going to be asking for a max. Yeah, because if he gets a 3-pointer, then what can't he do? What can't he do? He's a good passer. He's a good rebounder. Best defender in the league. So if he gets a shot, what can't he do? El Captain said at the moment 25, 28 mil. Yeah, I'd say like 25 to 30. I think we'll probably give him 30, but if he improves, could be more. Aaron said, El Captain, I wouldn't be surprised with that either. He can't shoot and averages less than 10 points per game, so I wouldn't be shocked if he starts out sub 30 mil. Yeah, again, I'm expecting him to improve a little bit. I think he's going to average like 12 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 5 assists per game, And then obviously his defense will be there. So that's kind of where I'm at. But if he improves, if he shoots like 35% from three this year, guys, it could be 35 million. But yeah, if he's probably going to shoot like 30%, 33%, probably be about 30 million. Aaron also said he's getting extended this offseason, so it doesn't matter what he does next season. Yeah, that's true. Good point. A lot of good points in here, guys. Great conversations we're having so far. Troy said if Sar gets a three-pointer, he's next Kawhi Leonard. Yep, that's probably the best comparison you can have. Elite defender, good rebounder, pretty good passer, and then obviously if he gets a three-point shot, it's Kawhi Leonard season. Does anyone know how many Defensive Player of the Year awards Kawhi Leonard got? I know he's gotten at least one, right? Actually, you know what? I'll look it up. But if someone wants to type in the chat, let me know. How many Defensive Player? Two times. All right, that's what I thought. The sad thing is, guys, for Sar Thompson is he probably will never win a Defensive Player of the Year unless Wemby gets hurt, because he's going to have Victor Wembanyama in the league his entire career. And that to me is so disappointing because Sar Thompson is one of the greatest defenders I've ever watched in my entire life. Like, he's 6'7", 6'8", and it's just an insane. He is the best defender I've ever watched. I get Wemby's insane, but he's also 7'5". It's not fair. R7 Angel said, however, if his defense, this is the first year there's another 3-and-D wing on the team outside of Cade as Prince. The truth is we've had one-dimensional perimeter players, which limited JB's rotations. That is true. Prince would be I think is a nice addition. Good shooter. I hope he can get some minutes. El Captain said, I hope Trajan learned from this Duren show. Give the extension early. Yep. I don't know why we never gave Duren an extension. It was pretty evident that we were going to keep him. Being 22 years old, developing, and being such a good fit next to Cade, yeah. Aaron said, "Oh, Captain, yep, I was super critical of Langdon for not extending Duren. We could have got him for 30 to 35 mil at most. Always extend early, in my opinion, if you're confident. If you're confident in your prospect, yeah. Agreed. Not sure why we didn't extend Duren. Again, hopefully we don't make that same mistake with Sar, because guess what? Sar Thompson comes out this year, shoots 40% from three. Fuck. Well, can't afford that, right? I think if he's like a 35% three shooter, it'd probably be like 30 mil. But yeah, let me know what else you guys want to talk about. We're having a lot of good conversations about Duren and Asar. What did you guys think about this? Obviously, I want to get into Summer League talking a little bit. Whoops, wrong one. But I do want to talk about a little bit about Summer League, but if you guys aren't interested in talking about it, we'll save it for tomorrow, because first game's tomorrow anyway. But if you guys want to talk about any players you're looking forward to on here, there's that. We obviously had the Kevin Durant trade rumors. We got DeMar DeRozan. Do you guys want him? Obviously the two rooks. Any thoughts about them? Jalen Duren talk. We're kind of getting into that. And then obviously the big trade. What did you guys think about Sasser and Caris leaving? And then the two guys that we got in return. Would you guys want to see Trey Murphy still and John Collins? Just John Collins. But yeah, let me know what you guys want to talk about. If you guys want to just keep going with what you're talking about, just keep it up. But if we want to switch it up soon too, I'll probably go till around midnight tonight, maybe a little after. I always go after, so but I'm planning around midnight. I did start a little late, so I'll probably go a little after. Arc7 Angel said, nah, Trajan played the JD contract correctly. There is no point in the Pistons bidding against themselves. That's a fair point. El Capitan said, do you guys think Cade has been asked about what to do with Duren? Yes, Cade Cunningham is probably getting a fair say in what we do in the offseason. I would assume. Aaron said only interested in a Corey Nunyan, so that's fair. I'm also pretty interested in Chaz Lanier and Roddy Gale, Dawson Garcia, and there's one other player. I'll have to go find his name. Arc7 Angels said be on the lookout for Henley and Corey Stevenson. Corey Stevenson's the name. Yes, thank you. Stevenson is the name I was thinking of. Yes, Corey Stevenson. My number one to watch out for is Dawson Garcia. I think he'll be really good for us. David, what is going on, man? Thanks for throwing down the chat. You said who will replace Isaiah Stewart? Ooh, good question. I'm gonna tell you that I think it's gonna be Paul Reed. To me, Paul Reed outperformed both Duran and Stewart in the playoffs, so I think it's going to probably be Paul Reed. I don't think we're gonna go sign any other centers. I'd like to see maybe one more power forward, but I need to turn off this TV. Hold on, 1 second. I just need to turn it off before this like the yellow light keeps like flashing. I just need to turn it off. Sorry guys. That's fine. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Paul Reed though. That's my prediction, David. I think Paul Reed will be a good replacement for him, but obviously not as good at defense. Aaron is agreeing with El Capitan. He said absolutely. Cade wants him in Detroit, and I'm guessing that's a large reason Langdon refuses to even entertain a sign and trade. Yep. Troy said, do you think the Tigers make the playoffs? Yes, I do, Troy. I think that the Tigers are close right now. They're kind of heating up a little bit. Ever since Tarek School came back, it feels like they've kind of figured some things out. The hitting has been so much better this year. Obviously with Kevin McGonigal being elite, which by the way, I want to just say this. Kevin McGonigal, I know him pretty well because I work at the West Michigan Whitecaps, and I got to watch him a ton last year. So, but yeah, he's been very good. I do think the Tigers can make the playoffs. Will they? But I think right now they're on the right track. I would say if they keep it up, they should make it. Aaron said David. Yeah, Paul Reed. Ark said Paul Reed. Yep, you guys are all in the same boat with me. Which I think that's a good replacement for Isaiah Stewart. Paul Reed's only 27, 28 years old, guys. He seems so old, but he's really not. I think Paul Reed's going to be a good replacement. Pretty good defender too. He can block shots, similar size, and honestly probably better offensively. So I'm excited for Paul Reed. I honestly think he might be better. Oh, Aaron said, "Oh yeah, Lanier, I'm interested too." Oh, I forgot. I always forget that Lanier is even like he's actually on the team too, not just the summer league team. But yeah, Lanier, I'm interested in too. I think he can actually play, but won't because we are so deep at shooting guard. That's where I'm at too. There's another player I forgot to mention. That's 9 shooting guards, or not shooting guards, but just guards outside of Cade Cunningham. But yeah, I agree. I'm interested to see if he balls out, man. He could get some minutes this year. Troy said Tigers are only 5.5 games out of first in the Central. Yep, 4 games out of playoff spot. Yeah, and right now they're playing way better than what they have been. I think that the Tigers are for sure right now on the right track to make the playoffs. Will they? I can't say I'm that confident in them, but I would say right now I'm expecting them to. Mega Hustler, what's good, man? Good to see you back. Said, I don't know if the Pistons are interested, but Jonas Valanciunas, is available for big man depth. Yeah, again, I'm looking for big man depth too. Have someone else come off the bench next to Paul Reed, or even maybe starting worthy. But yeah, Valanciunas would be honestly a pretty good big man depth to me. Arc7 Angel said Henley looks like a steal. Those were rumblings. I actually am not super. Is Henley the dude from GCU? Let me go to the roster. Is he the one from Grand Canyon? Yeah, he is. Henley is the other one, another one that I'm very excited for too. Yeah, he's from GCU, which one of my friends goes to GCU, so they know him pretty well. And you also said there were rumblings about his stellar workouts leading up to the draft, including for the Pistons, which is why Trayton scooped him up immediately. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. We have a really good summer league team. Like this could be pretty nasty of a team if everyone plays. Bryce Williams is another name to watch out for. Drake Allen's pretty good too. El Captain said, I really had high hopes for Lanier. I'm in Tennessee and watched him play. The guy is a sharpshooter. I don't know if maybe he's not getting minutes. If not getting minutes, hurt him because he's a good size guard. Yeah, he's actually pretty good size. I hope Lanier doesn't, I mean, he's going to probably be a two-way player this year. I'd like to see him get minutes because he did have a couple decent games for us last year. But yeah, I agree. I like Lanier, man. I liked that pick. I think that we just have too many guards now. So if he can turn into a 40+% 3 shooter, he could get there. Arc7 Angel said, are you a Grand Rapids native? Yes, I am. I live a little north of Grand Rapids. I live in Rockford, Michigan, which is about 20 minutes north of Grand Rapids. But yeah, I'm in Grand Rapids all the time. I mean, I went to school there last year at Grand Rapids Community College. I'm at Michigan State now though. But right now I'm in Rockford. But I go back to East Lansing in like a month and a half. But yeah, no, I'm a Grand Rapids native. I was born in Grand Rapids. Lived basically around Grand Rapids my whole life, and I'm there all the time. What about you, Ark? But Troy said that's super dope. All star first year is crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. I forgot to say that that McGonagall's an all star. I'm excited to keep watching McGonagall ball out. Dude, he is such a young stud. Like to me, he's probably like um, and then plus you have Max Clark, who I also got to watch last year when I was working there. Um, definitely definitely a guy that I think could be really good for us. Not obviously, I know he's not really on the team this year, but if he gets pulled up sometime or soon, I could see him being very good too. Troy. Aaron said Reed, Corey, Holland is our second tier young core. Yeah, um, Corey. Yep. I mean, he's what 19. Holland's I think 20, maybe 21. I think we drafted him at like 18. And then Reed as well. If you're talking about, I mean, Paul Reed, yeah, I mean, he's not even 30 yet. And to me, I thought Paul Reed's been in the league for like 10 years, but um, Paul Reed is so underrated in my opinion. But yeah, Arc Seven Angel said Lanier won't play. I think he'll likely be waived at some point. Ugh, hopefully not. I would say just stick him on the G League team until we need him. And if you don't need him, then just trade him. Or if he's not worth anything, then yeah, I mean, you can always waive him. But again, he's not going to cost you much. He was like a mid second round pick. I would say just keep him and see if he can develop into something nice because I think he's pretty good. Aaron said sadly he will likely be another Sasser, but it is because we are too good. So I'm not complaining. Agreed, Aaron. I like that. Arc7 Angel said Valanciunas is going back to Europe. He was offered a lucrative deal last season by Fenerbahce, but Denver made him commit to his NBA deal. That's interesting. I did not know that. Phew. Arc7 Angel just knows, I guess. I did not know that. Yeah. Arc7 Angels said he also lives in GR. Good for you, man. Do you live like how close are you to like downtown? I'm in I mean actually this summer I've not been in GR enough. I went to New Holland like a couple weeks ago with some friends, but like yeah, I'm not in I was in GR almost like every day back when I went to school there, but like now like this past summer I haven't been in there a lot, but I'm around the area like all the time. Troy said Kevin is also leader for American League Rookie of the Year right now. He better win it. That's all I'll say. I mean, being an All Star as a rookie, I mean, why would you not? So really hoping, um, I'm really hoping that he does get that. Arc Seven Angel said Reed's a vet. Yeah, he's technically a vet, but he is only. What I was saying was that he's only 27. That's pretty crazy. I thought he was like 32, but yeah. Aaron said, or Arc Seven Angel also said good player. Yeah, he's a very good player. I'm excited for him. Aaron said that everyone thinks Reed is 30. It's funny. Yeah, he just turned 27 last month. He's pretty young still. That's crazy. I mean, that isn't even much older than what Beef Stew was. Beef Stew is probably, what, 24, 25? 27 is crazy, dude. I really thought he was, like, over 30. He's like the new Unk, basically. But yeah. I mean, not that he's actually like Unk. He's only, what, 27, and Tobias Harris was a little older, so yeah. Young vet, yeah. Arc Seven Angel said yeah, young vet, agree. Stewart was 25, okay. Oh, you said Arc Seven Angel also says fairly close to downtown. Nice, good for you, man. Grand Rapids is a pretty nice city. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like a lot of people are saying it's getting like a little more ghetto. I mean, I I wouldn't say like the actual city is getting like ghetto. I think it's still a nice city, and they added that amphitheater, which is I mean pretty cool. But I like Grand Rapids a lot. I wouldn't say it's ghetto either. I think I like Grand Rapids. Whenever I'm down there, it's always fun. But yeah, if you guys are in here right now, thank you guys so much for watching. We have a big day tomorrow with the summer league. We're going to talk about that a ton tomorrow. We're going to get we'll probably go through the whole roster and just kind of talk about everyone. But if you guys are in here right now, make sure to hit that like button, please do if you feel like it. And also if you feel like it, please do hit that subscribe button. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers, so I'm trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. So if you guys want to help be a part of that goal, please do hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. And Yeah, thanks for being here. And if you haven't already, please do throw something in the chat. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. Ask me a question. Voice your opinion. Any of the topics we've talked about. It can be anything or just it can be anything related. Up to you guys. But yeah, please do throw something in the chat. Say what's up. Make sure to hit that like button and to subscribe. Let's get back into it. We got Aaron said, I'm curious what we give Reed next year for his new contract. Front office seems to be pretty high on him. And Aaron also said I'm hoping for around 8 million, but I'm worried he's going to ball out for a season cut. Yeah, he could get maybe 12 million, but I don't see him getting like 15. Like it's going to be like 10 to 12, I'd say. 8 million would probably be what he would get right now. So I agree, yeah. Mark 7 Angel said actually the opposite. A lot of money is coming into the city. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been saying too. It's been with a new amphitheater and plus like I think the actual city itself has been improving. I would say, but like a lot of some even like some of my friends are like, oh yeah, like the outskirts. It's like yeah, I mean every city's gonna have some areas that are, aren't as nice, but like to me, Grand Rapids downtown has just honestly been getting better. Sure, some parts of the outside are probably not quite as nice, but yeah, I agree. There's a lot more money coming in the city, and it's getting more popular too. A lot of people are moving to Grand Rapids. Aaron said I'm hoping for around 8 mil. I already read that. Sorry. And then Arc Angel said, and to be honest, outside of Metro Grand Rapids and Holland, there's not much economically on the west side of the state. Very true. I mean, really, there's not much. I mean, Grand Haven probably brings in a lot of revenue, but I mean, again, that's really just a beach. I mean, so I'm sure some of the businesses bring in some, but like Grand Haven's super popular for the summertime. But again, like Grand Rapids itself is like in Michigan, you have East Lansing, or you have Lansing, you have Detroit, and then you have Grand Rapids. Those are like your three like major cities, I'd say. So yeah, Grand Rapids definitely is getting more and more attention. I feel like now, like when I was younger, I feel like I'd say, "Oh, I live in Grand Rapids." Everyone's like, "Where the fuck's that?" Now, if I say it, I feel like most people know like where it is and where it is. Like if you point on the hand, like they know where it is. That's the wrong hand, but. Troy said, "But we're not signing anyone after we give Sasser the bag next year. I think we may have to cut John Collins too. So I only guaranteed his first year." I don't know. Sasser's gonna. I mean, you already have Cade taking up big chunk. Duran's going to be taking up a big chunk. And then Asar's going to take up a big chunk. So you're going to be left with not much. But I mean, if you can replace Collins with someone, then sure. But like, I mean, I like John Collins a lot. I'm excited for him. Troy said we can afford everyone easily as of right now. As of right now, yeah. But again, those three players are going to take up a bunch. And then you're going to have to deal with filling in your bench. And then you're going to deal with having to have a good shooting guard, good power forward. So yeah, you're right. But and then Aaron also said next year, if we get Asar for 30 mil or whatever, we can still easily be under the first apron. Yeah. Troy said, Aaron, yeah, right now because we haven't paid Asar or Duran yet. Yeah. Once we pay Duran, it's going to not look as good, but same with Asar. Aaron said I'm talking after too. It works out just fine. Okay. I kind of figured after we signed Duran, we'd probably be, a little bit down bad, but like not too bad, right? And we still have to pay Asar, but those three will take up a lot. But again, we'll still be able to. I mean, look at the Sixers, right? They've got like 4 guys. But yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be all right. Captain said, Paul Reed last year in Philly as a backup for Joel Embiid, averaged 7 and 6, 1 block per game, and 54% from the field, 37% from 3, and 71 free throw percentage. So that was for his last year in Philly. 7 and 6, kind of what he averages here, I guess. I mean, 6 rebounds a game is pretty good off the bench. Yeah, I mean that's not terrible for bench production. I mean, it's not great, but I think if you give Paul Reed more than 15 minutes a game, like he's gonna impress you. I think he's pretty good. Aaron said we also have a huge cap flexibility with all the contracts Langdon has on this team. Very true, especially after getting rid of Caris, Stewart. Like those are 2 contracts that we got rid of. So. Arc 7 Angel said, as the cap is now Detroit, could re-sign both Duran and Asar and be fine cap-wise. Yeah, we'll be all right. I mean, it's going to be a little worse, but like we'll still be able to afford some people. Troy said Cade 55, Duran 35, Asar 35. That's 125. Cap is 165. So 125 out of the 165 gone to 3 players. That's crazy. It's like 3/4 of our cap gone for 3 players. But again, I mean, if you go sign a bunch of, even 15 million is going to take up quite a bit. But Aaron said we can use contracts like Duncan, Collins, Herter, etc., and picks to get 4th guy to go with Cade, Sasser, and Duran. It would fit under the second apron pretty well, unless the fourth guy is super max. The cap is only the first barrier. The second apron this year is 222 mil. Wow, okay, that's a lot more. Then next year is 233 mil. Okay, so it kind of goes up by like 11 mil. Troy said that's why we can't go star shopping. The reason the Knicks built their team is because Brunson took way less than what he could have. Cade ain't doing that. Yeah, that's true, but at the same time, like, look at the 76ers. You have Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and I mean, Edge comes on a rookie contract, but and you also have Jaylen Brown. Like, that's three insanely expensive players. Plus, they have Dean Wade, who they just paid, and Anthony Simons. Like, their bench isn't great, but again, you have that great starting lineup. It's harder to have as good of a bench, but I think that team still has a really good roster, and they're still able to afford those guys. That's also why you want to have players under rookie contracts. That's also why you want to have good, cheap guys off the bench, like Paul Reed, Javonte Green. Like, those are cheap guys that you can have off your bench that are very valuable. But yeah, I agree. It's hard to go star shopping, but again, if you just go get someone for a year or two, it'd be fine. Especially if you extend a star early. Aaron said this is that is the line you have to stay under. Okay. Arc 7 Angel said at Troy, that's just the first apron, bro. Yeah. I'm not really too familiar with like the apron, whatever you say. I'm not really too familiar with all that, so I'm glad you guys know what you're talking about. When it comes to contracts in the NBA, like I know like kind of like how they work and like, you know, what like an expected contract for a player would be like. Like, I know like the like vicinity of it, but like honestly, like when it comes to like the whole like apron stuff, I really don't know. Aaron said, yeah, good point. Look at Philly and Minnesota. They have several massive contracts. They are not very deep because of it, but you can do it. Exactly. Yeah, it's exactly true. It's like, it's either you want a deep team of players or do you want 3 or 4 studs and then a couple, you know, a bunch of role players that are cheap. But we'll see what Philly and Minnesota do this year. I don't really think Minnesota is going to be too much different than what they were this past year. They'll probably be like a 5 seed, maybe make it to the next round again. But and then for Philly, I could see them going all the way, but I don't know if they will. They just got to stay healthy. Aaron said we are in far better situations than both those two teams. Yep. Troy said agreed. Everyone else does it. I don't know how it works completely, but Trajan just needs to make it happen. Yeah, I agree, Troy. I don't really know how it all works, but if you can make it happen, just do it. Go get one more stud player. Aaron said Langdon has done well with creating cap flexibility. He has done a good job with that. Aaron also said, Troy, there's no excuse for Langdon. We have the assets and the picks to make a big move. Yeah, it's time to get it done. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Fuck those first round picks, dude. We don't need any more first round picks. Abuko is the last one you really need. All these picks are going to be 20 and further. Like, we don't need these picks. Go trade 3 first round picks. Go get a stud that can create their own shot next to Cade, or go get another big or something. Troy said Aaron Troy Weaver set this cap space up, not Trajan, and they both kind of did. Detail 101 said just because you can doesn't mean you should. I'm assuming you're talking about making a big move, kind of being like a Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you do see a lot of those super teams never work out, right? Like the Nets a few years ago. Suns tried it. Who else tried it? A couple other teams tried it too. I mean, you never know, right? But sometimes it does work out. And honestly, it's probably more likely that it would work out than, obviously, yeah, you don't want to just go trade a bunch of your young talent away, but like, I think going to get one more just stud player that is maybe not worth $45 million a year, but, you know, $30 million, whatever. Just go get someone else that can score next to Cade Cunningham. Arc 7 Angel said Philly may win 50 games this year. That's it. I wouldn't. I don't think they'll go over 60, but I think they'll win a little more than 50 if they stay healthy. If they stay healthy, I think they're going to get like 52 to 56. If they stay healthy. Aaron said, Troy, I'm pretty sure not a single contract on our roster is from Weaver. And then Detail 101 said, yeah, Weaver definitely molded the squad. Weaver did all the drafting. I think Trajan's doing all the contract stuff. Aaron said, I think the Cavs just hung themselves out with the new Donovan Mitchell extension they just gave out. Donovan Mitchell hasn't done shit in his career. Yeah, he's a good scorer, okay defender. Nice shooter, but like to me, that was what was that, like 70 million for Donovan Mitchell? You fucking crazy. Ugh, that was a crazy contract. I agree, Aaron. And Aaron also said you simply can't do that um, anymore. Aaron also said only a handful of guys deserve that, and Mitchell ain't one of them. Yeah, if you're talking about 70 million a year, you're looking at Giannis, you're looking at Victor Wembanyama, and you're looking at Nikola Jokic. Those are like the big three that I would say deserve it. Donovan Mitchell maybe deserves like 50 million in my opinion. Great player, no doubt. But again, I don't even think he made the All Star. Did he make the All Star? Yeah, I think he probably did. He probably did. Uh, I'm not sure. I'm guessing he made the All Star team. I'm sure he was All NBA. But again, like that's a crazy contract for a player that really hasn't accomplished anything. It's like prime LeBron contract. But I mean, again, I know it's a rising industry money wise, but Arc Seven Angel said Troy bought the core together. But the cap flexibility is clearly the smart maneuvering by Trajan. Yep, especially not giving more than 2 year deals. I agree with that, Arc. Aaron said, yeah, it gets up to 70 mil at some point. Brutal. Fucking crazy. That is insane. Troy said there's no big free agents left. Harden and Braun not coming here. Should we look for Kaminga? Kaminga's a name I've always been interested in. If you're talking free agent wise, that's a name that I would not mind. There's a few other names too. I can't think of them right now. Um, I would like to go get one more big just to have an extra, around 7 footer, and then obviously I know I'd love to go get one more shooter too. But yeah, you can't hurt to have that extra depth. Kaminga's a really good defender too. I would not mind having Kaminga. Uh, uh, Aaron said Troy would have to be traded at this point. Yeah, I agree with you, Aaron. I'd rather just trade. North End Sig, what's going on, man? Said, yo, what up? I'm here. Like the Caris trade. Let me get to it. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, I mean, to be honest, at first I didn't love it. North End Sig. Thing is Caris Lavert really wasn't worth too much, and same with Sasser. We did give up 2 second round picks too, which is whatever. But I wouldn't say I hate it because Taurean Prince to me is a really good vet to have. I mean, like damn near 44% three shooter. Is he gonna play much this year? Probably not. Gary Harris probably never gonna play. Like I don't know. I wouldn't say I love the move, but again, if you honestly, I would say just package these two guys up, go get someone else, go get like a legit player, give up a couple picks. But yeah, no, North End Sig, I wouldn't say I hate it, but I like it. Yeah, it's all right. I like the shooting that we got, and then good. Gary Harris is a good veteran as well. Um, Aaron said, oh, I missed a couple. Aaron said Mitchell is all NBA. He's great, but he's just not that top tier guy by any means. I agree. He is all NBA, but yeah. R7 Angels said the Cavs hung themselves by trading for a 36-year-old Harden. Yeah, I mean to be honest, I think trading him for Darius Garland was honestly a pretty good idea. But then again, you're paying Harden a lot more, and he's old and he sucks at defense, and he's really not that good of a scorer anymore. But yeah. Aaron said, Arc, that too, exactly why I don't want to blow assets on 38-year-old KD. Yeah, I mean, here, I'll pull up KD. Where is he? I'll be honest, guys. I'm not a huge fan of the whole KD rumor thing. Would I be excited if we got him? Yes. He's 38 years old, though. He's not what he was. He's kind of been not the greatest locker room guy in his career. I don't know how I'd feel about it if we did it. I think I'd be excited, but I honestly don't think we should do it. I'd rather go get this guy. But yeah. North End 6 said Summer League tomorrow. Yes, sir. I'm excited. We got the Summer League right here. Summer League roster. I'm excited. I think this is gonna be a really good Summer League team. I think we have a ton of talent. I mean, you go through that list. Like there's only three names that I don't really recognize that I don't know much about. Maybe four, but like yeah, this is gonna be a really good squad. I think. Arc 7 Angel said I agree with the Kevin Durant stuff. I'm assuming. Troy said reports came out on the KD and Trey Murphy trades are basically not happening. Well, fuck. Yeah, I kind of figured, Troy. I kind of figured we wouldn't do shit, but Tyler Hero maybe. Just give me one more guy who can score and fucking create his own shot. Aaron said the Lavert trades for cap flexibility. Definitely. You ain't got two cheap guards, so. North End 6, Caris was 14 mil, both of them. 6 or 7 mil combined. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy cap flex right there. That's what like we were saying. Trajan's been doing a good job with the whole cap space stuff. D-Town 101 said Bradley Beal's a free agent, I believe. I did hear that he isn't going to accept I think he's like a player option, but Bradley Beal would be okay. I don't know. He's very injury prone. He's pretty washed up, but like to have a good vet like him, why not? Why not? And he could start for us if he stays healthy and actually plays, but I just don't know about the contract, D-Town. I don't know. I don't know what that would look like. Ooh. North End Sig said freed more money for a move. DeRozan, that's my goat. Guess who? Where is he? There he is. That's a big topic that I was hoping we get into. D-Town 101 said DeRozan definitely going to the Clippers or Lakers. Yeah, I could see him going to the Lakers for sure. To me, though, if the Pistons are looking to get one more good scorer, DeRozan, why not? And if he's not good, then you know what? You bench him, get rid of him, waive him, trade him, whatever. Like, just I would give him a year deal. He has been on a lot of bad teams lately, like the Bulls, the Clippers. I would love to see DeRozan. I think that'd be a really good scoring option next to Cade, who can can get buckets from anywhere, and also is a pretty damn good defender too. I'd actually like that North End Sig. D-Town 101 said DeRozan definitely going to. Oh, I already read that. North End Sig said he goes to the Clippers. They're a playoff team. I mean, did the Clippers make the playoffs this year? Were they? No, I think they were like one spot out, weren't they? I don't know. Clippers without Kawhi aren't going to be much, but I think DeRozan to me has been on so many mid teams. He needs to go to like an actual contender. I think he'd be really good there if he stays healthy and plays his role and just is used right and given opportunities. R7 Angel said no one wants Brad Beal. Yeah, it depends on the contract. I'd take him for veteran experience and a good scorer, good shooter. I think it'd be a good fit, but I just don't know about that contract. Aaron said there's no room for guys like that. We're loaded at guard. Yeah, but I still think we need one more shooter. Like I said, I still think we need. Sorry, not shooter. I think we need one more scorer, not shooter. We have plenty of shooters. We need an actual starter at the two guys. Like Duncan Robinson and Isaiah Joe are good. I don't think that they're starters. We need an actual starter at the two spot, in my opinion. Arkansas Angel said no. I'm guessing I'm Bradley Beal or DeRozan. Aaron said Joe and Duncan are going to get almost all of our shooting guard minutes, and Cade will play some shooting guard for with a Corey too, likely. Yeah, that's fair. But again, I don't think Isaiah Joe to me is not a starter. Duncan Robinson to me is not a starter. Those are two bench guys that you would have come in. But again, how are we going to have Abuka, Duncan, Isaiah Joe, and Dennis Jenkins all coming off the bench at the same time? Can't do it. So more than likely, we're going to start probably Duncan or Isaiah Joe. But again, I would like to just see one more guy who can come in and get buckets. Captain said Matherin. I would like Matherin. He's like a borderline starter when he's playing good, but otherwise you have him come off the bench too. Brandon Williams. So there are a couple good names. But yeah, no, I agree, Aaron. I'm at the point where it's like, yeah, we already have too many shooting guards anyway. But again, I wouldn't mind like getting just one more guy that can actually create his own shot and score for Cade. Because right now, the only real shot creators we have, like shot creators, not shooters. There's a difference. The only real shot creators we have are Cade, Abuka, Danis can kind of do it. Darren can kind of do it down low. John Collins is pretty good at it. Outside of that, I really don't think we have a true shot creator. Gary Trent Jr., I would not mind that for some depth. But again, I think after, honestly, El Capitan, after getting, where are they? After getting these two guys, I doubt we go for a guy like Gary Trent Jr. Unless we trade him and get something else out of it. But yeah. Where are we at? We're at DeRozan. Those are the guys available. Yeah, I don't know. I would love to see us go after a good player that could start at the two, but we'll see. More than likely, we're just going to kind of stick with the team we have, and by the trade deadline, we'll make something happen. But I doubt DeRozan comes here, but would be an interesting addition. True scorer next to Cade. Then you have all the snipers coming off the bench. I mean, that's literally like SEAL Team 6 coming off the bench. Isaiah Joe and Duncan Robinson, plus, like, Jesus, we have so many shooters. Kevin Herter, Dennis Jenkins, Abuka Corey, Javante Green. I can't even name them all. Fuck. North and Six said, I feel like if Harris, um, I feel like if Harris be a vet in locker room, are you talking about Tobias Harris? Oh wait, are you talking about? I'm assuming you're talking about Tobias Harris. Um, yeah, I wanted to keep him. He would have been such a good. Like, I wanted him to come off the bench, but like he would have been such a good veteran. North End Six, I like us getting Harden. He's still a free agent. I don't know. It wouldn't be terrible. Like I wouldn't like it though, just because a his contract, b he's older, c he sucks at defense. Like I would rather have DeRozan over Harden, but again, Harden is a good shot creator and a decent shooter still. So I think Harden's staying in Cleveland. North End Six said, why not? He just got to score. Yeah, still, I don't know. Those three reasons alone, I think we're better off with someone else. But yeah, I wouldn't love Harden. If we got him, would it be cool? Sure, but I don't know how well that'd go over, to be honest. But hey, we could get Harden his first ring, right? On the vet minimum, North End Sig, yeah. If we get vet minimum, sure, I'll take him. Doesn't he? If he's not playing well, you don't have to start him, right? You got other guys come in for him, for sure. I don't disagree. But Troy said they say Clippers might try to reroute Ingram. Maybe we could snag him. Ooh, Brandon Ingram. I like him a lot. He's a good vet too. Kind of reminds me of like not like player wise, but like career wise, kind of like a Tobias Harris. Like just a good vet. Detail 101 said I know it won't happen, but would really like PJ Washington. Yeah, that's a name I took him off from this, but we talked about him a couple nights ago. Yeah, he's a name I would really like too. Good defender, good scorer. Don't have to start him. You could have him or Collins start, but dude, like that's a really good rotation right there. That's PJ would be sick. El Captain said Portland just got like 10 guards. Maybe we ask for Caleb Love, but I just saw Sixers got him. Oh yeah, they did. Sixers stacked. Yeah, they are. Jesus, I forgot that the Sixers just got Caleb Love. Caleb Love, I loved him in college, by the way. Like when he was at UNC, and then he went to Arizona. Like one of my favorite players. Obviously a bit of a shot jacker, but yeah, that would be a decent like young guy to have. Oh, Detail 101. He was talking about Gary Harris. Good. Yeah, you're good catch. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Gary Harris. Like that's kind of what I said about Gary Harris earlier. Good locker room vet, pretty good defender, okay scorer. Yeah, he's more of just a locker room guy, veteran that can help maybe with some of the guards that we have. Yeah, good point, Detail 101. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. It's already almost midnight. Wow. If you guys are in here right now, thank you so much for being here, first of all. If you guys are in here and haven't hit the like button already, please do. It would help me out a lot. And if you feel like it, please do hit that subscribe button. We are very close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you want to be a part of that journey, let me see what we're at right now. Ooh, we got a couple more. We're at 957 right now. So if you guys want to be a part of that journey, please do hit that sub button. It would mean a lot to me. And yeah, make sure to hit that like button. Throw something down in the chat. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. I'll probably go for another 20 minutes or so. Maybe like 12:15 if that's cool with you guys. Maybe 12:30 at latest. But let me know what you guys want to talk about. Say what's up in the chat. And yeah, don't be shy. We're just having fun here, talking about whatever. A lot of good conversations tonight, guys. I appreciate you guys, everyone that's been typing. And if you haven't typed anything already, definitely get in there. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. We can move on from. We don't have to talk about this. We can talk about Summer League though. We can talk about KD. We can talk about DeRozan. We already kind of did, but obviously the two rookies. Those are good topics. Jalen Duren talk. We talked about him earlier, but again, we can talk about any of these again. The trade that just went down. Trey Murphy, is he possible to get? John Collins, new addition. Let me know what you guys want. Still got 24 people in here. Appreciate you guys for real. Hopefully, yeah, just let me know what you guys want to talk about. It could be about anything Pistons related. I will say this, since we haven't got any new chats yet, I'll give you guys a couple updates. First of all, again, thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys for everything. Troy wants to talk about the Tigers. All right, I'll talk about the Tigers for a sec. Hold Before I do though, I just want to say tomorrow night, 10 p.m. I'm planning on streaming again. We'll be talking about the summer league game, and we'll focus on that a lot. And obviously, if there's anything else that goes down, we'll talk about that. But yes, I would love to talk about anything else as well. If you guys have any ideas that you want to talk about tomorrow, when we have more time, let me know. Troy, I could throw in a Tigers topic in there too. But yeah, we'll talk about the summer league tomorrow. So 10 p.m. tomorrow. If you guys want to join up, we'll be talking about the Pistons summer league first game. So I'm excited for that. But outside of that, I just wanted to say I also do, as we get closer to football season, I'll be talking about the Detroit Lions a lot more. But yeah, right now it's a lot of Pistons talk because that's been uh, the most active professional team in Michigan, I'd say. So for Troy, for the Tigers, I don't really know what more. Arc Seven Angel said, "Great chatting. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care." Hey, you too, man. If you're headed out, Arc Seven Angel, appreciate you for all your insights, man. You had a lot of good ones. I like your positivity about Trajan Langdon and the Pistons this year. Definitely good to see because a lot of Pistons fans are not excited about this season. We'll see. Appreciate you though for being here. And if you're headed out, man, have a good night. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you. But yeah, Troy, I think for the Tigers situation, like I said earlier, like I'm personally really excited to see what they can do to finish the season. I know they still have plenty of time to it. Like you said, they're what 4 games down, and they're from playoff spot, about 5.5 down from the playoff spot. So to me personally, like that, we were way down bad worse a couple years ago, and even last year. Um, and I just think that for the Tigers' sake, I think that if they're willing to continue with the pitching, that's been pretty well lately. And tonight was good, and then the hitting's been phenomenally better compared to what it was earlier this year as well as last season, because that was like the biggest issue with the Tigers last year. So yeah, Tigers have a lot of really good young talent though. So um, but yeah. D-Town 101 said, if Ibuka blows up this summer league, do you think he could possibly start? It's a good question, D-Town. Um, I don't. Here's the thing, D-Town. I don't think we would want to start a rookie. I doubt we would. Now, I will say this: could Ibuka start next year, the year after? Yeah, I could definitely see that. I don't see them starting him as rookie year though. Probably not. But if he goes crazy, and like I had a dream the other night, he dropped like 46 points. Random fact. Um, if he were to do that, like if he were to drop like 40 plus, yeah, I mean he could earn a starting spot by the end of the year. But yeah, I think personally, probably not. At least the start of the year, definitely not. But we do need like a good shot creator next to Cade. So honestly, D Town, I like that. I would like that if by the end of the year. But I don't know. More than likely, he'll probably will get like 20, 25 minutes a game this year, and then hopefully in the future, in the next couple of years, he will be able to. But yeah, probably not quite yet. But it sounds like they're very high on him. Troy said, I want. Oh, wait, I think I missed. Oh, wait, Troy said, Melton and Montero are pitching great. Melton's been phenomenal, yeah. And then, yeah, Montero has been pretty consistent, I'd say, compared to some of the other guys. Obviously, getting Scooble back a few weeks ago was pretty nice. But, and then obviously Verlander, too. I mean, come on now. But yeah, I mean, I think that the pitching's, I think we have one of the best pitching groups in the entire MLB. But I just think that the hitting just needs to be more consistent. Like if we can just consistently hit, that's going to be the one thing that separates us from making the playoffs and not. So I think this team's pretty similar to last year, but honestly, the hitting's been better. And hopefully this year, Troy, hopefully this time if we make it into the playoffs, hopefully this time they don't take Tariq Skubal out after he pitches like a damn near perfect game. Because that was some fucking bullshit last year. T-Town 101 said also, if not Ibuka, who do you think will pop off on our squad? Good question. So here's what I think, D-Town 101. My predictions for the Summer League are this. I think that it's going to be our top players will obviously, I think will probably be a Corey, but my biggest name to watch out for is Dawson Garcia. I'm very high on him. I got to watch him at Minnesota. Very good scorer. He's 6'10". He can shoot the ball very well. Pretty good defender. Dawson Garcia, I could see being a very good player on this team. Outside of that, Jaden Henley is a big name to watch for. I watched him. I mean, I'm personally watched him, but I know who he is. He goes to GCU, or went to GCU. Big name to watch for there. Isaac Jones was on the G League team last year, so we'll see him. Obviously, Chaz Lanier, Ugana, but Corey Stevenson's my other big name that I'll say. I think Corey Stevenson has a lot of potential, and it sounds like he's been playing like phenomenally as well, like in like the not the training camps, whatever they were, like the workouts and stuff. Roddy Gale, another one, a Michigan guy, gotta love it. But I think my biggest name, D Town, would be, I would say Dawson Garcia is my top. Troy said Montero. You want Montero to be our closer? Yep, he should be. I agree with you 100%. That'd be perfect closer. Yeah, I definitely, without a doubt. I'm with that. Troy also said Sia Arc. Yep. Um, I'm guessing he's probably already out of here. El Captain said I'm excited to see Onyenso on defense. That's what I'm also excited for, because that's kind of what Onyenso is known for, is defense, right? He's not really known as a scorer or shooter. He's primarily out there for defense. So I'm excited to see whether or not he is going to live up to that expectation. Is he going to start? I don't know. Honestly, guys, I don't know what the starting five is even going to look like tomorrow, but I'm excited to see what it could be. I think more than likely it'll probably be Abuka, Chaz, Corey Stevenson maybe, and then I think probably not Roddy Gale, Dawson Garcia, and then Isaac Jones more than likely. But I could also see Onyenso starting over Dawson Garcia, but we'll see. Drake Allen, another good player. Bryce Williams at Nebraska. I don't know if you guys are familiar with his game. He's good. Like, we got some talent on this team, man. I mean, those some NBA talent in this team. Um, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I hope that our summer league team, our summer league team usually performs pretty well. So, but yeah, we got 23 people in here, guys. What is going on? I hope you guys are having a good night. I'm gonna go for another probably 15 to 20-ish minutes. So if you guys are in here, please hit that like button, and if you feel like it, please do hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me as I try to hit 1,000 subscribers soon. And if you haven't already, please do throw something down in the chat. Tell me what you guys want to talk about as we kind of finish up here in the next 20 minutes or so. And like I said, tomorrow night, 10 p.m., we will be back. We'll be talking about this right here, NBA Summer League. And anything else you guys want to talk about, let me know. But yeah, throw some down in the chat. Appreciate you guys for being here. It means a lot to me. This has been fun so far. If you guys got anything else you want to talk about, let me know. Otherwise, I'll yap for a little bit longer, and then I'll get out of here. But obviously, if we get anything else you guys want to talk about, let me know. But yeah, I'm excited for the Summer League, guys. I think it's going to be a good Summer League team. I think that the talent's there. I think that the youth is there as well, because you have your two rookies plus your rookie from last year. And I also just think, like, overall, like, we do very well with getting these underrated players. Like, we have so many guys that could be on an NBA roster. I feel like it's pretty ridiculous. Tigers should trade for Herrera's. Ooh, who would you trade though, Troy? Troy, who would you trade for Herrera's? Because honestly, I mean, I know you said earlier something about trading Scooble. You could get obviously a shit ton in return for Scooble, but what would you trade for if you had to? Let me know. That would be a pretty good, honestly, if we were able to get him and maybe like one more out of it, like one more player out of it, yeah. T10 said, hell yeah, Ugana is going to be a monster. Yeah, he will. Guys, honestly, I don't know if I know he's signing a two-way contract. I don't know how much Ugana's going to play this actual season for the Pistons. I hope that we actually give him minutes. Like, if he could get like 10, 15 minutes a game and go in there and block some shots, get some rebounds, be a lob threat, I could see this guy really developing and being like a nice player. I don't know, though. I don't know what we'll do with him, because a lot of times, like, those late second-round picks never really play. I hope we give him minutes, because right now we don't really have depth at the big spot anyway, right? Like, your backup 4 and 5 right now are Ron Holland and Paul Reed. And after that, you have, like, Tolu Smith and then probably Onyenso. So hopefully Onyenso gets some minutes. Troy said, Lorenzo, we don't need a catcher. We got Dingler. Yeah, we do have Dingler. You're right. Um, Lorenzo, yeah. Honestly, yeah. When you put it like that, when the fact that we already have a catcher, which Dingler is obviously um, pretty good player as well. So yeah. Oh, can't believe it's already past midnight. But yeah, big day coming up for tomorrow, guys. Big day of NBA Summer League. So hopefully we get a bunch of people in here, a bunch of conversations going. Hope to see a bunch of you guys tomorrow as well. I mean, Troy's been in here like almost every night. D Town's been in here almost every night. El Capitan's been in here almost every night. Like you guys are awesome. And everyone else, I've seen a bunch of other names in here. I don't know if you guys are still here or not, but if you're still here, man, say what's good. Let me know what you guys want to talk about, or if you want to just hear me yap, I'll keep yapping, but go for another 20 minutes. Um, but yeah, guys, uh, if we don't really get much more chats, I'll probably finish up. I think, again, tomorrow night, 10 p.m., if you guys want to hear a bunch of Summer League talk, I will be starting 10 p.m. sharp tomorrow. I was a little off today. It was like 10:10, but tomorrow night, 10 p.m. We'll be talking about Summer League. Um, Again, no, not really any Lions news, so I can't really talk about them at all. It's been really rough off season for me because I'm a huge Lions fan and I want to talk about them, but there's just nothing really to talk about. And plus, I think that everyone in here has really just been talking about the Pistons, so I've just been kind of sticking it with them. So yeah, Troy said, "I still think the Tigers can win the World Series." I like your enthusiasm. I think that right now the team is good enough with the roster we have. Will we do it against teams like the Dodgers and I don't know. I think the team's good enough. We have enough talent. You look at the pitching. The pitching's amazing. The hitting's been better. The hitting's been the one thing that we struggled with last year, and honestly, really have struggled with a lot of this year too. But now we're starting to develop a little bit of consistency to where I don't know. I think we have a chance. And then you also said you're with me. You don't want to trade Scooble. Yeah, I would say keep Scooble. You have to. He's best player in the world in my eyes. And then Troy also said, I want to ride till the wheels fall off. Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at too. Just see where this season goes. Like, I know it's been a little bit of a disappointing year. Happens, right? Dealt with injuries, but now we're getting healthier and we have a good roster. I just think it's going to come down to what can we do come postseason? Are we going to, when it comes to the postseason, are we going to do what we did last year and, not be able to hit the fucking ball, or what are we going to do? Troy also said Scooble Frommer is lethal in a playoff scenario. Yeah, that is pretty lethal. Um, hopefully this, if we do make the playoffs, it goes different this year. Because again, like, we took that step finally of winning playoff uh, series. I mean, it we were second on exit last year, right? So I mean, honestly, like when it comes down to it, I really think that this year you got to continue to improve in order to show that we're making improvements and that we're good enough to get there. Troy also said, I don't care about a big haul. I want to go for it all this year. Boomer bust. I mean, you kind of need to, right? Because, if you're paying Scooble, and plus you have McGonagall, who's literally a rookie this year, who's playing amazing. Like, you're going to have to pay him eventually. You're going to want to get it done as soon as you can. And I think we're in a situation where we can. We just need to develop consistency on hitting wise, and just hope that the pitching, stays healthy, stays strong, stays consistent. But yeah, last call though for anyone else. I'll keep talking about the tires with you, Troy, for a little bit. If no one else has anything, but last call for anything. If you guys want to talk about, we got Summer League, we got Kevin Durant rumors, DeMar DeRozan, we got Abuka, Corey, Ugana, and Yenso, Jalen Duren contract talks, the new trade, the new players we just got, Trey Murphy rumors. Whoops. Oh, did I? How did I move that? And then obviously the two players we traded away, and then John Collins as well. So if you guys want to talk about any of those, let me know. Otherwise, I'll keep talking with Troy, and then I'll probably head out soon. I'll go back to this for now. But yeah, it doesn't have to just be Piston stuff either. Troy said once Scooble is gone, our window is not guaranteed anymore. Yep. Yeah. Well, once Scooble is gone, you're getting rid of the best pitcher in the league, and your windows. When you get rid of Scooble, it basically means you're giving up, right? Like you're not pushing for that World Series anymore. I think. Troy also said only reason we struggle is because of injuries. Exactly. That's kind of what I've been saying too. It's pretty evident that when we're healthy, we're a pretty damn good team. Is it enough to win the World? I think honestly, like it's pretty similar to what the Detroit Pistons were at this year. Like, yeah, they're good enough to win it, but will they? It all depends on the offense, right? I think they're in a very similar situation of what the Pistons were in this past season. But I think they're good enough to get it done. Again, it's all that matters is if we stay healthy. All right. I'll give it a couple more minutes. Troy, give me a couple more Tigers things that you want to talk about, and then I'll probably head out. For anyone else who's watching, appreciate you guys for being here. I'll give an outro here in a minute, but Troy's coming out with a bunch of good Tiger stuff. Troy said sucks that Glaber went down again. That hurts us. Yep. Yeah, again too, and it's like I want to see us be able to stay healthy because, like I said, I think when we're healthy, we're World Series caliber team. But yeah, I agree. Injuries suck. Injuries always bring, and especially when it comes to Detroit. So Detroit sports are cursed. But yeah, it sucks that he did go down. Um, but again, if we can just stay relatively healthy, especially in the pitching group, I think we'll be all right. Troy said between Mel and McGonigal, Joe Clark, and you think our future looks pretty good. Yeah, with Clark, a guy who's not even really, you know, on the team yet or playing yet. Melton's been phenomenal. McGonigal, obviously all star, and Joe. But yeah, it's looking like a good young core, and plus you add in who else you have with, obviously the best pitcher in the league, Tarek Skubal. So I just think it's going to come down to staying healthy, and you have a good young core. The future's looking good. I agree. Just keep Scooble, right? That's all I gotta say. Um, Solo Ace, what's going on, man? He said good Detroit content. Subscribed. Appreciate you, man. It means a lot to me. Like I said, we're trying to hit 1,000 subs here soon. We're getting close, so thank you for being a part of that, Solo Ace. That means a lot to me, man. And good, thank you for throwing some in the chat too. If there's anything you want to talk about before I head out, Solo Ace, let me know. Otherwise, tomorrow night, 10 p.m., we got some good Detroit Pistons Summer League talk coming up. So, Troy said you think Clark gets called up later this season. Yes, I do. I think so. I think we'll want him for extra depth too, and maybe give him a chance. But yeah, I think he gets called up later this season. Solo Ace also said yes, keep Scooble. Yep, yeah, you got to keep Scooble. I think most Tigers fans would agree, keep Scooble. But yeah, like I said, like I was saying, tomorrow night I usually start streams 10 p.m. So if you guys want to join up tomorrow, Solo Ace said yes, sir. Can't wait for that summer league game tomorrow. I can't wait either. Look at this roster, Solo Ace. Who is your favorite player that you're looking for tomorrow? Who do you really want to see ball out? And who do you think's got probably the most potential? Let me know what you think. Obviously, popular names are Ibuka, Ugana, Chaz, but I was saying earlier I think Dawson Garcia might ball out. So let me know who you're looking at. But yeah, so we'll be talking about that. So tomorrow night, 10 p.m. We should be getting started pretty close to 10 p.m. I was a little late today, but yeah, 10 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be talking a lot about Summer League, any other NBA news, and then anything you guys want to, any other news that comes up, anything you guys want to talk about, like it could be Tigers related, Lions related, it could be anything. So let me know. But yeah, appreciate you guys for being here. Troy said, "I hope Gale makes our roster. I'll cut those two. I'll cut those bum second round picks last couple of years." Yeah, I'm guessing you're talking about Chaz. Yeah, I do. I like Roddy Gale a lot. He was a dog at Michigan this year. He's not like an insane shooter by any means, but like when it comes to just like working, being a workhorse, yeah, he is a phenomenal player. That's why Michigan was so good this year. Having a role player like him, he kind of reminds me a little bit of like Ron Holland in a way. Not like player wise, but just like the way they play. Like they both play so hard whenever they're out there. And so I think Gale has a good chance of making the roster, but we already have such a stacked roster. I don't know. We'll see. Um, Troy said he's another Bruce Brown type of guy. Yes, sir. I agree. That's a good point. Good comparison too. Solo Ace said, "Yeah, but I especially want to see the point guard tomorrow." But catch you all once you go live. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm hoping for a big day for Abuka. I think Abuka's got a lot to prove, right? He's got a lot to prove, and especially if he wants to be a big part of this team next season, he's gonna have to prove himself in the summer league as well and show that he can compete with other young NBA talent. So, but yeah, tomorrow night, 10 p.m. If you want to join up and um, talk in the chat about anything, um, and just give your thoughts on the summer league performance, then yeah, we'll be here 10 p.m. ish. Usually people start joining around like 10 ish, 10:15. We usually get the conversations going. So, but yeah, if you want to be in here early, starting right at 10 p.m. So yeah, tomorrow night I'm planning on going live 10 p.m. and then after that, probably won't be going live again probably till like next Monday. So I'll be gone Friday, Saturday, and then I think Sunday too. I might be able to do Sunday night though. But yeah, final thoughts, guys. Any final things? Solo Ace, I do hope to see you tomorrow, especially since um, you joined a little later. I'd love to hear from you tomorrow if you're able to. And then also appreciate you for subscribing. If anyone else in here is listening right now, please do hit that like button, hit that sub button as well. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs soon. So if you guys have any last words for me, any last points you want to make, and Troy, obviously, we can talk more about the Tigers and stuff tomorrow. Um, Unless you have any other things you want to say about the Tigers. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for all the great conversations. This was a good stream. Saw a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new ones too. It's good to hear from you guys. But yeah, Solo A said exactly want to see how he can cook up these young guys in the summer league. Like see his level of confidence, basically. Yes. Um, I think that for what I'm trying to see from Ibuka is I want to see how he can play against real NBA players, right? Because in college, yeah, it's a different level. Shorter players can dominate in college a lot more, but when you get to the NBA, he's 6'1". Is he going to be able to play the same way? To me, I hope so. The dude can ball though, and he can score the ball. I just hope that he translates into the NBA. That's my biggest thing. Is he going to translate with his size? That's my biggest concern. I'd say. We'll see. Kamal, what's good, man? Good to see you back. He said, "Hey, we reached an agreement with John Collins somewhere between that what we both predicted. Also, are you satisfied with the current team?" Great questions and great point. Yes, I think I remember you in here before we got John Collins, and I think me and you were both talking like, yeah, we should go get him. Yeah, I wanted John Collins. I think I said for around 20 million. We got him for 17. Great deal. Um, yes, I'm very excited about that signing. Where is he? You think he's? Nope, wrong one. Nope, there he is. Yeah, I'm very excited about that signing. I think he could be a bit of an upgrade from Tobias. Troy said, "What's up, Kamal?" And then Troy also said, "Thanks for the live, bro. Always enjoy the conversations and how you give us topics to go through." Oh, appreciate you, Troy, man. I really do. Glad to. I'm always glad to see you back in here. It makes me very happy seeing those familiar faces. And obviously, like you're probably like my number one chatter in here, so I really do appreciate you, Troy. You are one of the goats of Motor City Sportscast. You obviously I always love seeing you in here. And yeah, I love giving up like tons of different topics instead of just I don't like just focusing on one thing for too long because then it kind of just gets boring. Everyone's listening to the same thing. Like okay, I like to kind of like go through things and then go back through them and then maybe go back through them one more time just to kind of figure things out, see where everyone's at. Um, D-Town 101 said Cam Thomas, cheap and dude's a dog. I like Cam Thomas. A lot of people in here seem to like Cam Thomas. Or Cam Johnson too. But Cam Thomas, yeah, he would be really cheap. And dude is just an absolute bucket. He's a bit of a ball hog, but again, that's the same thing with a lot of the best scorers in the league. Um, if Cade passes it to him and he shoots it, as long as he's scoring, man, I wouldn't mind that. Is he available to get D Town? Even if we had to trade for him, it wouldn't cost much. Kamal said Troy trying to be okay. What about you? Um, Solo Ace said right, and these are against G League and other rookie competition in the Summer League, but still a scale to go off. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too, Solo. Um, I think like when you look at the summer league, it's NBA talent, right? These are all just younger NBA players. Not all of them are going to make the NBA roster, but again, like you're still playing against NBA sized guys. Um, and yeah, I mean, is it going to be a little different from regular season NBA? Sure, but still, like the size is there, I think, compared to what college was. Whereas like now you're going up against the actual NBA talent, right? Like this is where it is. So yeah, I'm just excited. His size is the one thing that kind of concerns me. He's still a bucket, and yeah, I think that Summer League's going to give us a good look of what he will potentially be, especially 2 3 years from now as well. Troy said, "Kamal, great man," or "Great man, great." Like that's great. Solo Ace said, "Yep, I like Tobias Harris, but I'd take John Collins." I've been wanting John Collins on this team for a couple years. Ace, um, I've been wanting him for at least 2 years now. I think that his athleticism is going to match perfectly with Cade. Solo Ace, I don't know if you remember John Collins when he was on the Atlanta Hawks when they went to the conference finals a couple years ago. But when he's with a real point guard, like a guy like Trey Young or Kate Cunningham, he is an absolute dog. Like he could easily put up 18 a game, maybe even 20 given the opportunity. Will he do that for us? Probably not. Probably do like 15, 16. But he's a better shooter. He can still create. Tobias is a really good shot creator, but John Collins is pretty good too. But his athleticism is really what stands out to me, and his shooting's a little better too. But I still obviously love Tobias Harris. Wish we kept him for like a backup. Camel said, I had found something to watch while having breakfast, but I only managed to catch the end of the stream. Dang, I forgot. You're in Turkey, aren't you? That's where you are? I'm pretty sure. Um, Now you're good, man. I mean, I can go a little longer if you're in here. I mean, you guys just started talking a bunch, so I mean, if you guys want me to keep going a little longer, I don't mind. As long as you guys have something you want to talk about. But yeah, Camel, sorry. Uh, I'm glad that you were able to catch the end of the stream, though, man. If you want to, you can go back through, watch some of what we talked about. But yeah, 7:25 there. Whew. So you are 8 hours ahead. Holy fuck. Uh, that's crazy. Um, we'll be So I guess when I go live, it's usually like 10 p.m. So that's what like 4 in the morning there. I think. Nope. 7:25 there. Oh, so it's 7 hours ahead. Okay, so then that means if I go live at 10, it'd be like 5 in the morning there. Yeah. So I mean, you wouldn't really be able to catch the beginning of it, but yeah, I'm glad you're able to catch the end of it. At least appreciate it. D-Town 101 said, "Oh, Solo Ace said the community gonna treat you right." Hell yeah, Solo Ace. D-Town 101 said Kim is a unrestricted free agent. Bet that. I would not mind it. Why not? D-Town, I really like that idea actually. He said you said he averaged 22 points per game back to back years. Yeah, he's an absolute bucket. Like not a good defender, I will say that, but he can score from anywhere. He's not just a three shooter. Like he can actually create his own shot, and that's what interests me the most. So yeah, I like that. Solo A said, "Yep, I remember Kevin Herter was on that team with Collins and Trey Young too." Yes, he was. That was a really good. I missed that Hawks team. That was a fun team to watch. um, D-Town 101. Oh, sorry, I already said that. 22 points per game. Kamal said, "We are making good moves, but I don't feel like we've truly addressed our main weakness yet. I hope the moves continue." Kamal, I'll say, I think that we have made good moves, but we're still, like you said, we're still missing one thing, and that one thing is one more shot creator, not shooter, shot creator. We need someone that can, outside of Cade Cunningham, score from all three levels, can take it to the rim, shoot from three and also have a mid range. Abuka Okori is a really good option, but being a rookie, I don't know if we want to rely on him that much. I'd rather go get one more that can start at the two. I want to get one more starting two that can really create their own shot. Solo A said, not sure if Herder was there when they went to the conference finals, but I like John Collins a lot back then as well. I'm with you. Yeah, I forget if I think Herder was on that team though. I know he was with them at one point, but yeah, that conference finals team was so sick, man. That was a good year from them. But yeah, and it just shows you the potential John Collins has. You give him a real point guard that can lob it up like Cade does, and Cade's the best lob point guard in the league. So hell yeah. Troy said, if we sign Cam Thomas and DeMar, I'd somewhat be okay with our offseason. Hell yeah, Troy. I'd take either of those two right there. DeMar would be a perfect fit too, a guy who can score from all three levels and a good defender. Cam Thomas would be a cheaper option, might not start, but again, a guy who can create from anywhere. I would like that. I think DeMar would probably be my top option though, because A, you don't even have to trade for him. Compared to like guys like Trey Murphy, but also he's a good defender too. He'd cost you a little bit, but I'd just go do it, man. If you can get him, why not? I think that'd be a really good option next to Cade as well. That'd be a big offensive boost, absolutely. Kamal said, or another scorer like someone like TM3. Yeah, we got him in here. Where's he at? Nope, that's John. There he is. Yeah, Trey Murphy's my number one option. Obviously, he'd cost quite a bit to get, but I think he'd be a perfect fit on this team. I think that's if you want to go get a big name, trade a couple players, a couple picks. Trey Murphy would be my top option. I like Tyler Hero. I also like, I mean, Lauri Markkanen's not happening anymore, but there's a couple names out there I wouldn't mind getting. Solo Ace said, yeah, we don't need any more stand-up players sitting around waiting for Cade to hit him spot up. For the spot-up shot players, yeah, we don't need any more. We already have Duncan, Isaiah Joe, Kevin Huerter, even Javonte Green. Like, we have enough of just the straight-up shooters. We need true scorers. Guys that don't just pop the three, but can actually, like, take it in and score from any level and, like, create their own shot, right? Like, if Cade passes it over and, like, they can just, like, actually have a dribble package that can get to the rim, take a jumper, take a three, whatever. I agree. We don't need any more spot-up shooters. I want one more true scorer. And then Solo Ace also said, yep, yes, sir. Can't wait for the Cade to John Collins lob connections. And Collins, just more reliable with the knockdown threes from the corner, yeah. Tobias Harris was very inconsistent with three balls. He was a good scorer. I'll say this about Tobias Harris. The one advantage I'll give him over John Collins, I think he was a little bit better in the post when it came to, like, post moves and stuff. Like, he had such a nasty fadeaway from the post. Especially from the baseline, but I think John Collins can score. He can create his own as well. But I think when it comes down to it, I think John Collins is a better shooter, more consistent from three, more athleticism, and probably a little bit better of a defender as well. So, yes. Gumby, what's going on, man? He said Huerter has some moves. I have yet to I mean, again, we didn't really get to see Huerter play much this year because he was dealing with injury. I'll have to go actually watch Huerter like before he came here because I mean I've seen plenty of clips of Huerter. Like I know how he plays. I figured he was more of a spot up shooter, but when he was on the Hawks, he might have had some moves. I have if he does have moves though. If you've seen him have moves, I trust you. I'll have to go watch some like older clips of him. But yeah, I mean I'm sure he probably has a bit of a dribble package. If Huerter can score from all three levels, like what you're saying, if he has some moves, then boom, play him. Give him minutes, please. I'd love to see him. I just want to see. I want to see Huerter get more minutes, more opportunities, and I want to see his full potential as well because he's a damn good player and he's actually not a terrible defender. But yeah, I'd like to see if Huerter does have some moves, then I hope he uses them this year and can actually score from all three levels and get inside too. So yeah, I like that. Solo A said, yep, he had that turnaround post shot down for sure. Yeah, he was nasty with that. And yep, you got it right on the head. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, Tobias, a little bit better of a shot creator, but not a better shooter. So we'll see. Gumby said, "Yeah, I saw him get to the rim at LCA this year." Okay, I trust you then. If you've seen him do it live, then yeah. Because he did have a couple games for us this year where he did play quite a bit and then dropped like 20 points. I think if he's given the green light, I think he can do it, Gumby. Um, I want to see him do it more. If we give him minutes, like I want to see him take it to the rim, take it, stop, take a jumper, hit a fadeaway, and obviously hit like a step back three or something like that. If he can do all of that, then he's worth the 9 million a year, and he needs to get way more minutes. I agree. I appreciate that, Gumby. That's good insight there. That is very important. So appreciate you for letting me know. Solo Ace said I'm going to get out of here and I'll be back on tomorrow for sure. This chat engagement is fantastic. Appreciate you, Solo Ace. I'm glad you were in here and got to talk with you, man. That was fun. Appreciate you for being here, Solo Ace. You have a great night, man. And hopefully, yeah, see you tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. We'll be back on here. So peace out. He said peace out, everyone. Have a good one, man. Have a great night. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow. And thanks for your chats. Troy said see you, Solo. Troy, good to still see you in here. It is 12:33. Holy fuck, guys. I was not going to go this late. We'll finish up here in the next couple minutes. If you guys have anything else that you want to talk about, let me know. Please do. But yeah, if not, I'm going to get out of here in a minute. Again, tomorrow night, 10 p.m., we'll be talking about the NBA Summer League and anything else you guys want to talk about. So if you guys have any ideas you want to talk about tomorrow, let me know. But yeah, this was a great stream. Thank you guys for all the engagement, interactions, the conversations, the opinions. This was fun. But yeah, if we don't get anything else in here, then I will head out here in just a minute. But yeah, like I said, guys, tomorrow night, 10 p.m., if you guys want to react to the Summer League game, we'll be talking about that a lot. And then anything else you guys want to talk about, let me know. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m., if you guys want to be here for it. Looks like we pretty much are done, though. Looks like it's getting late. I get it. We'll head out. But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys for being here. Again, if you guys have any last chats, throw them in there. Say what's up. Make sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't, and if you feel like it, please do hit that subscribe button. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers. So if you want to be a part of that journey, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for being here, though. This was a fun one. I think, yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow night. So thank you guys for anyone who's still in here. Thank you guys for the interactions. Thank you guys for being here and listening, watching, and yeah. All right. Looks like we are good to head out. Like I said, tomorrow night, 10 p.m., guys. See you guys tomorrow, and thanks for a great stream. Thanks for the interactions. It means a lot to me. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Have a good one. Peace.